As the sun dips beneath the horizons of the Lone Star State, the time-honored tradition of Friday Night Lights is back and brighter than ever. It's the start of a new high school football season, and the anticipation fills the atmosphere. The new Waverly Bulldogs hit the road with fire in their eyes and determination in their strides, with a mix of seasoned players and a flurry of promising newcomers. They're all set to face off against the Shepard Pirates right in their backyard. It's said in places like ours, the entire town gathers for football, proving the essence of the saying, everyone turns out the lights when they leave town, as all eyes focus on the game. Leading the charge for the Bulldog Brigade is head coach Dean Shaw, making a decade of leadership, passion, and unwavering dedication to New Waverly football. Tonight, he's guiding his boys into enemy territory, ready to kick off a season filled with promise and hope. So, New Waverly fans, wherever you are, feel the pulse, share the excitement, and join the roar of the crowd. Ready to bury the bones and the treasure, the Bulldogs are set to dock the Pirates. Tonight, the journey begins. This is New Waverly Bulldogs football. The quest for glory starts on the road, and it starts now. From SHN Sports, this is New Waverly Bulldog football. Welcome to the Three Spoons Yogurt Countdown to Kickoff on the Bulldogs Broadcast Network. Now, let's head to the HITTSS Solutions broadcast booth at Pirate Stadium in Shepard, Texas. Here's the voice of the Bulldogs, Rob Hipp.
All right, here we go, friends. Welcome to another electrifying night of Texas high school football. We're coming to you live from Shepard, where the Friday night lights are illuminating what promises to be an unforgettable matchup. It's New Waverly Bulldogs versus the Shepard Pirates. In Texas, especially in our tight-knit communities, high school football isn't just a game. Well, friends, you know it's a way of life. And speaking of life, the New Waverly Bulldogs are breathing new life into their program this season under the leadership of 10-year head coach Dean Shaw. The team is boasting a host of new players and some significant staff changes. Last year, the Bulldogs, well, they had a strong season, finishing 7-4 overall and going 4-2 in District 12, 3-3A2. But with the onset of a new season, New Waverly is looking to elevate their game to new heights. On the other side of the field tonight, we have the Shepard Pirates, who are no strangers to the challenges and thrills of Texas high school football. Last year, they finished 4th in District 9, 3-3A1, with a 5-6 overall record. Their 7th year, now entering his 8th year, head coach and athletic director Miles Robinson. He's eager to steer this team toward a more successful season, especially after a tough 55-12 loss to Orangefield last November. However, it's worth noting that the Bulldogs started last season on a high note, defeating the Pirates at home in a game that ended 44-32 in favor of New Waverly. Tonight's defeating the Pirates at home in a game that we talked about earlier, defeating them. Tonight's game is a non-district matchup, but don't let it fool you, friends. The stakes are high, the atmosphere is charged, and both teams are raring to go. Sit back, don your New Waverly colors, and get ready for a showdown that promises to be an epic start to a new chapter here in Texas high school football. From the piney woods of the Sam Houston National Forest to the rolling hills, the fertile Blackland prairies, and landmarks in between, wherever you are joining us today, this is New Waverly Bulldogs football, where champions take the field. A pleasant good evening, everyone. Rob Hipp here, alongside none other than the Ed Watto, welcoming you into our Three Spoons Yogurt Countdown to Kickoff. Ed, excited, man, and appreciate you being up here in the booth, and what a season on the line here and getting started for this New Waverly team, and great to have you, my friend.
Rob, it's a pleasure to be here. You know, it's high school football. It's taking place all across the country, from the coal region of Mount Carmel to Mater Dei, California. All these schools are taking place tonight. Tonight's the kickoff of a big year.
We're looking forward to it, and man, as this season goes on, I'm looking forward to getting to know you a little bit more. So we're going to have a special segment coming up in just a little bit. We're still about 14 minutes or so from kickoff here at Pirate Stadium in Shepard, Texas. I want to remind you, just like a great team, a great treat that requires quality and variety, that's what Three Spoons Yogurt brings to the table with their self-service frozen yogurt and an array of delicious toppings for a winning combination. Visit Three Spoons Yogurt in Huntsville. Friends, settle in for this East Texas showdown. It's where Bulldogs football, well, you know, it's not just a game, it's the heartbeat of our community here in New Waverly. And I want to remind folks as we get started, a lot of folks helping to make this coverage possible throughout the season. A lot of equipment, you know, we had to come up here and set it up. And,
yes, sir.
Thanks to all the sponsors, especially our good friends at Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. The entire season, they are our season presenting sponsor. And again, our friends at Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, they are the hometown experts in celebrating life. Ed, we had a little bit of a glitch getting started. Just had to download a few things, switch out a computer, but that's why we always bring a backup. And normally this point of the broadcast, I would look over to you and say, hey, 3 things to take away so far tonight. But you know what? We'll just get started going back to last season. This is a young team that you see a host of new players. Coach Schaub was joking around saying, you know, there's 6 seniors on this team that have driver's license. That's it for New Waverly this year. But you've seen them, a very tough and capable group of young men, and excited to see them out here on the gridiron tonight.
Yeah, this team is interesting, right? Because I think, you know, football analysts, they look at things and they say, oh, my gosh, this is a team full of veterans, or this is a rebuilding year. Well, you know, the cupboard's kind of halfway full. The defense is got a lot of returners. The offense, it's a brand new offense. It's going from the first time in Coach Schaub's tenure here at New Waverly. We're going from a passing-oriented offense to a run-oriented offense. It's a version of the triple option. Really, the flex bone, wishbone. We're gonna see a lot of option plays. Try to establish the run, and then deliver a pass along the way.
Well, I think it's going to be great, and we'll see that as it goes on. Big shout-out to T.J. Garrett making his way here tonight, too. He'll be helping us with camera most of the season, if not all of it. Our friend Nathan Hight back in Central Texas running the scoreboard for us. And so sit back, relax, fans. We'll have a good one. And, you know, the first games, I always say, maybe a little bit rocky. We've still got to get to know some of these kids, at least I do, and that's why I'm so blessed to have you sitting next to me, because you'll guide through that process. And at the end of the day, it's about highlighting these student-athletes. I always say, I don't care what level it is, all students deserve to be highlighted at a high level, and that's what we're going to do here for New Waverly.
Absolutely, Rob, and I'm grateful to be here sitting beside you. It's pretty awesome to look at that national championship ring on your finger there. I love it.
I wasn't allowed to wear that in Fargo, by the way, at North Dakota State.
Yeah, I'm sure they probably wanted you to burn it.
Well, friends, coming up next, you'll hear from the unsung heroes who play a crucial role in molding champions on behind the Bulldogs. For now, though, we'll step aside and take a break. It's New Waverly Bulldogs football on the Bulldogs Broadcast Network.
Welcome back to the 3 Spoons Yogurt Countdown to Kickoff. Time to go backstage with Bulldog football. This is Behind the Bulldogs. Here's Rob Hipp.
Well, today we're not really going to go too far backstage, because I wanted to give our audience a chance, just as I want to get to know you a little bit, Ed. And I know I said the unsung heroes, and you know what? I'm going to say it, man. You are an unsung hero, being here throughout this season and really coming on last minute. So just wanted to give folks out there and the New Waverly fans that may not know you, just as a little bit of knowledge about you. I know serving as a trustee on the school board and just really invested in this community.
Yeah, New Waverly is a really fantastic community. It's a great hidden secret there in the Piney Woods, but, you know, it's along Interstate 45, so it's growing. You know, for me, I've lived in the community for 9 years. My youngest son started in 2nd grade, and he's just been going all the way through with sports. I grew up, and I'm a Yankee, as these Texans say, but I live, I think, south of you, so maybe I'm not a Yankee anymore.
Where at? What part, man? Where were you at originally?
So I grew up in Pennsylvania, and
That's
then
all right.
you know, grew up kind of influenced by like cold region football. You know, had a bunch of football players in the family, and you know, really, there's something magical about these Friday night lights as we see both teams getting ready to come on the field. There's no other way to say it than it's magic. You know, I was thinking about this on the way over here. You know, not everybody gets to do this kind of stuff.
Yeah. Well, it's great. It's a lot of fun, man, and just as the season goes on, really excited to get to know you and the tremendous value, and appreciate all the hard work and dedication behind the scenes that you're bringing to this community. And that's what it takes, you know, especially, you know, new folks moving into a growing area. We know New Waverly's growing like crazy, but we just want to encourage folks, get out, get involved, and embrace the culture that has made this community so special.
You know, I think going through the time of COVID, we were all away from each other. You get out to high school football games or any sporting event, and it just gives an opportunity to connect with other people. And there's value in those connections, those relationships that you can derive from sport.
Well, there he is, Ed Watto, our first Behind the Bulldogs segment. We'll have more as the season goes on. You'll hear from assistant coaches, possibly some of the youngsters that are involved in the band as well. We really want to highlight those that are part of the program behind the scenes that do make it such a wonderful football and athletic program under the leadership of not just head football coach Dean Shaw, but also the athletic director. We'll step aside, take more of a break, and we'll have more here on the Three Spoons Yogurt Countdown to Kickoff again this season, presented by Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. Stay with us.
Hello, New Waverly Bulldogs football fans. Looking to beat the heat? Three Spoons Yogurt in Huntsville has got you covered. Located at 1524 11th Street in Huntsville, Three Spoons Yogurt is the proud supporter of your very own New Waverly Bulldogs. With a mouth-watering selection of flavors and a rainbow of toppings, Three Spoons Yogurt offers the perfect treat for any Bulldogs fan. Don't miss out on any of the frosty fun. Follow them on Facebook at Three Spoons Yogurt Huntsville TX for all the latest scoop. So when you're craving something cool, remember, the only thing cooler than the yogurt at Three Spoons is being a New Waverly Bulldogs fan.
Direct from the driving seat of the Bulldogs, our in-depth talk with head coach Dean Shaw. Leading the conversation, here's Rob Hipp.
Pre-game here presented by Cabins and More of Texas with head coach Dean Shaw. Coach, about to get underway here, coming up tomorrow. Excited about this matchup on the road. It's been a good off-season. What have you just learned through this fall camp with a lot of newcomers on the team this year, Coach?
Well, we've got about 30 new high school kids and about 20 new junior high kids. We've got 50 new football players. We've got half the football staff is new, so we're all learning each other and filling each other out and trying to learn our personalities and putting on a new offense. So it's been pretty hectic around here, but every day we're getting better, and the kids are absorbing more and more.
The first two scrimmages obviously in the books, and now here finally getting ready to kick off. Just what did you really learn through those two scrimmages so far?
Well, obviously as coaches in any school, we're learning what we need to work on, and I think we've worked on, we've hammered on it many, many times, little small things, concepts, and so it'll be nice tomorrow night for coaches to be on the sideline and just to have a real game and not all these practice scrimmage type things.
For you, 10 years at the helm, and just that journey has been incredible. What have you enjoyed most, and does it feel like 10 years already, Coach?
No, it doesn't really. I was looking the other day where I was meeting with our multi-purpose facility. I met with a guy putting in a new weight room, and it's just really cool to look back and say, man, we've come a long way. And you know, we've tripled our high school numbers as far as football, and it's been an enjoyable ride.
You've also had some staff changes, some guys moving around. Just what have you really learned about just your new staff and how you guys have really came together and the culture that's being built there?
You know, the guys we hired, super energetic. They're on fire. They're excited. A couple of them, it's a new position for them. They've moved up, and you know they're trying to prove themselves. And I think we're going to get the best from each coach. So we're super excited. We gelled very well together. We have a lot in common. We have the same vision. So now I think we hired the right people.
You're facing a Shepard Pirates team, always tough to go on the road to start the season. But as you look into this matchup coming up, just really what do you think are some key takeaways, maybe some keys to the game to come out with a victory?
Well, you know, Shepard, they're big physical kids, and they're big and strong, and I'm hoping our speed will counteract that. We're not quite as big as they are, but, you know, I was saying the other day, our varsity kids, we've got 6 kids out of 30 with driver's license, so we're really young, but we're really tough, and I think that we might not have quite the experience of the other kids on the outside line, but I believe that with what they've shown the last month of football, I definitely think they're going to bring their A game.
Coach, finally, New Waverly, a community that's growing so much, and you mentioned earlier a lot of newcomers on this team as well. Just from a coaching perspective, what has the community of New Waverly meant to you and your program?
Oh, listen, we wouldn't be much without the community. Super supportive. You know, we do our banner sales, and nearly every single business in town has donated, and you know, we wear nice helmets and nice uniforms because of the support of the community. So we would be very, very below average without such a strong community.
Well, Coach, as always, appreciate your time and accessibility, and looking forward to chatting more as the season goes on, my friend.
Thank you very much.
That'll wrap it up with Coach Schaub here on pregame. We'll have more when we come back. A big thank you to Cabins and More of Texas for sponsoring this segment. New Waverly football continues on the SHN Sports.
Hey there, New Waverly Bulldog fans. Need more space for your growing trophy collection, or maybe a little spot to relax after the game? Or maybe you need a shelter for farm animals or your RV? Look no further than Cabins and More of Texas. We offer the highest quality portable cabins, sheds, barns, steel structures, and more, all manufactured by the most respected names in the business. Perfect for storing football gear, setting up a fan or a man cave, protecting outdoor toys or equipment, and so much more. Worried about cost? Well, don't be. We offer flexible payment options, including financing with approved credit and no credit check, rent to own. You can even get pre-qualified in just a few minutes without affecting your credit. Find Cabins and More of Texas in Riverside across from Talent's Barbecue and in Carthage in the HEB Shopping Center. That's Cabins and More of Texas online at CAMOTX.com.
Hey, New Waverly sports fans, Robert Lindemann here. Dream of shining on the field? At HITTSS Solutions Player Development, we're all about helping instruct the stars to shine. Every player has the brilliance within. We're here to magnify it. Dive deep into the fundamentals of baseball and softball with proven strategies and top-tier techniques. But it's not just about physical skills. We unlock the mental side of the game. Learn the ABCs, attitude, belief, confidence, and the list goes on, shaping you into the best player God created you to be. Remember, as individuals shine, the whole team rises to victory. At HITTSS Solutions, we believe every star deserves its moment. And speaking of stars, HITTSS Solutions Player Development is proud to support New Waverly football. Here's to a stellar season. For more information, visit HITTSS.com.
Looking for a car you can trust? Come on down to Charlie's Used Cars in Huntsville. We're not just another dealership, we're a family. For 50 golden years, we've been serving your community with quality pre-owned vehicles and unbeatable customer service. At Charlie's, you're not just buying a car, you're joining a legacy. Visit our virtual showroom to explore our vast inventory, each car complete with detailed information and pictures. Got questions? Our professional sales staff is here to guide you in every step of the way because your satisfaction is our mission. Discover why at Charlie's Used Cars, it's not just a deal, it's a relationship. Visit us online at charliesusedcarstx.com.
You've been listening to the Three Spoons Yogurt Countdown to Kickoff. Bulldog football is presented by Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, the hometown experts in celebrating life. Captivating plays and crushing hits are on the menu. It's showtime on the Bulldogs Broadcast Network. Welcome to New Waverly Bulldog Football. Live from the HITTSS Solutions broadcast booth, here's the voice of the Bulldogs, Rob Hipp.
All right, friends, back at it as team captains meeting there at center field just a few moments ago for New Waverly, joined by Noah Vick, Houston Forrester, Corbin Well, and Jude Shills, and we are just moments away from this 2023 campaign getting started here tonight in Shepard, Texas. Again, Rob Hipp alongside. I got to come up with a nickname, man. You know, is there one yet, Ed?
You know, there's been some over the years, but nothing seems to stick. Whatever you can come up with, I can live with.
We'll find something as this season goes on. You know, I used to work alongside a good friend of mine, Brian Adams. We'd always say the former Bearcat quarterback. And we'll figure out something. You let me know. If there's fans out there, by the way, all new this year, the New Waverly Bulldogs fan text line, text us. Let us know you're out there. 512-522-9105 is the number to text. And let us know you're out there. And maybe you know Ed and you've got a nickname for him, send it to us. But again, we are moments away from this kickoff happening. It looks like our friends here from Shepard will kick from left to right. Two back to receive for New Waverly. The sun is setting here in East Texas, and a beautiful night on the way as we get started. Live here in the HITTSS Solutions broadcast booth, right toe to letter. This campaign is underway. This one fielded around the 5, across the 10 to the right hash mark, darting through
into
the finish, 30,
field.
35, 40, still on his feet across the 50 on that far right side, one to beat. New Waverly, oh baby, they're going to take it to the house. An opening play, touchdown of the season for the New Waverly Bulldogs. And how about it on that play for Dorian Thomas, the junior?
Dorian Thomas did a great job. He took that ball and cut right up the right-hand sideline, and New Waverly has needed that. For years, we've been trying to take one to the house, and this is the first time.
Boy, how about that? You take it to the house on the first play of this new season. I swore this year I wasn't going to yell on a microphone, but too bad. That was a great return. 95 yards to the house there for Dorian Thomas, and New Waverly is on the board first.
Yeah, I think that yelling into the microphone is probably your trademark. And Dorian Thomas, really, that was an outstanding look at the field. He got behind his blockers up the right-hand side, and really, I think if you're Shepard, you have to be just – your head is spinning at this moment.
Well, that's how you get things started here, and did they call this one back? Did he step out of bounds? Oh, Ed, I think he may have stepped out.
Oh, the offense is lined up.
Yeah, he stepped out, but still a healthy return all the way to the 45. We'll still get excited about that.
That's right. And it looks like we got Hunter Henry at starting quarterback, and we'll go through the starting lineup here in a second.
Henry, and maybe a false start there. We'll see. The flags do fly, and side umpire here looking over, and it should be against New Waverly. Thought that I had seen a flinch there on that left side. No, they're going to call it encroachment on the defense. We'll take that.
Yeah, we'll take that 5 yards, make it 1st and 5.
First quarter underway. By the way, first quarter is brought to you by our friends at Charlie's Used Cars. And we appreciate their generous support of New Waverly football here this season. 1st and 10 for New Waverly. They're in Pirates territory on the 39-yard line, moving from right to left. Henry, the quarterback, is in the gun, one back behind him, 2 receivers to the left. Trying to fake the handoff here, and that was read like a picture book there as a host of Pirates bringing them down there, dropping them back a few yards back to the 45.
Yeah, New Waverly tried to go with an unbalanced set, and Shepard wasn't having any of it. They swarm tackled Henry and sniffed that one out all the way. Going to bring up 2nd and 11 for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, 2nd and 11 here from the 46. Ball resting in between the hash marks. New Waverly in that white jersey, white pants, maroon numbers. The NW logo on the helmet with the maroon trim. In the gun here, Henry again. The ball carrier to the right on the keeper. Darts one defender, 40, 35, 30. 2 to beat down there on the right side across the 20. The ankle tackle, and he's down.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Right near the goal line. They're going to call him out of bounds, though, at the 11, it looks like.
Looks like it may come back. There is a penalty flag in the backfield.
Yeah, there's some dirty laundry back there. And that's what I love here at the 3A level. You're going to see, you know what, you're going to have to actually watch those flags because you're playing on grass at most of these schools.
Yeah, I pity the kids that are playing on turf tonight because the temperature's just got to be through the roof. You can feel it coming off of the track. But that one's coming back, and New Waverly will get lined up again here.
We are here in the Charlie's Used Cars. First quarter, Charlie's Used Cars in Huntsville. Customer satisfaction is their #1 priority. That's going to move it back into New Waverly territory here. Around, what do you call that, Ed? About the 48-yard line?
Yeah, so we'll play replay 2nd down. Hunter Henry looks like he's I think it looks like we might be lining up a new quarterback.
Henry has been out there for the first few snaps.
Devin Wilson's taken over in the pistol.
And now Wilson is here in the pistol. One behind him, 2 receivers to the left. Keeps it here on the right side, trying to gut his way through a defender, and he may have been stopped for no gain. That's what they're going to call, so no gain there. A lot of running, trying to find some traction on that right side, but wasn't able to turn it uphill. And it'll bring up 3rd down and long here for New Waverly.
Maybe half a yard loss there. Looks like we're switching out for more of a package that's kind of oriented to the pass. But we still seems like we haven't established the line of scrimmage yet.
Devin Wilson heads back over to the sideline. Of course, at this level, a lot of these young men play both sides. Coach Schaub in his 10th year. Here is the head football coach and athletic director doing a wonderful job. There have been some staff changes throughout the season as well. Rodney Morphew has moved on, and they've switched around. We'll talk about that as the season goes on. Here's a handoff over to the left side and met by a brick wall. Not too much there, maybe a gain of 1 or so. That second effort, though, trying to push it up to around the 49-yard line.
Yeah, that was Noah Vick, number 20 from the fullback spot. Vick has been a stalwart on defense, but really moving into the fullback spot this year with the change of the offense.
Vick there, the ball carrier. Chris Decker, the sophomore offensive lineman, heads back over to the sideline, and checking back in, here's Hunter Henry. Henry, though, lining up as a slot receiver here to the left. And now they're going to shift things back over. He will go under center as the quarterback. One receiver to either side, actually two now down to the left. And on a fourth down, we should see a punt here. From the 40, punt is on the way. I believe that was
Crawford Resner.
Resner there with a short punt. It's going to roll around the 32, and that's where the ball will be fielded. So first possession for New Waverly. High hopes. Got it down the field on a nice return. It was not in the end zone. And the drive, though, unfortunately stalls, and we'll keep it 0-0 with 8:45 to go here in the Charlie's Used Cars first quarter. We'll step aside, take a break. More to come. Stay with us. This is New Waverly Bulldog football on SHN.
Looking to beat the heat? Three Spoons Yogurt in Huntsville has got you covered. Located at 1524 11th Street in Huntsville, Three Spoons Yogurt is the proud supporter of your very own New Waverly Bulldogs. With a mouth-watering selection of flavors and a rainbow of toppings, Three Spoons Yogurt offers the perfect treat for any Bulldogs fan. Don't miss out on any of the frosty fun. Follow them on Facebook at Three Spoons Yogurt Huntsville TX for all the latest scoop. So when you're craving something cool, remember, the only thing cooler than the yogurt at Three Spoons is being a New Waverly Bulldogs fan.
Back at it here, friends, live from the Hit Solutions broadcast booth. Boy, they got on the ball quick. Didn't even have time to get a spot off there. One play and a good, healthy run there of about 6 yards for Shepard up to around the 40-yard line, favoring that right hash mark. No score. 8:13 to go here, and the Charlie's Used Cars first, moving from left to right.
Yeah, they moved up quick, and Brody Watto, Noah Vick, and Hunter Henry came up and made the stop, but it's going to bring up 2nd and 7.
Dylan Arnold, the lone Pirate up to the left, but a false start here, and that's going to set them back 5 on 2nd down and about 3. So the first penalty of the night here for Shepard will move them back. There's a community here, about 2,100 people officially on that population sign, but you know what? New Waverly has about that same amount, but it's within the ETJ, but not in the actual city limits. A lot of new folks moving in.
Absolutely, and we've got the New Waverly faithful out. We've got all sorts of folks. First game of the season, always well attended, whether it's home or away.
We'll get back at it here, 7:45 and ticking in this opening quarter. Big thanks for joining us tonight. Coming out of the huddle, Dylan Arnold will line up as the receiver to the left. Another quick hurry formation in motion is Hunter Kyle. And slammed him back in the backfield. No opportunity to go forward, and a nice play there by Jude Shields and company coming up for the Bulldogs. A little growl on that play, baby.
Yeah, Houston Forrester and Jude Shields, two of the veterans on that defensive line, coming up strong, and that's going to could be a problem for the Pirates.
Boy, you talk about setting them back. What would have been earlier about 2 yards or 3 yards to the first down is now 3rd down and a long 11. So this is a good opportunity here for this Bulldog defense to keep them in the kennel here and see what Shepard can do. Another tight formation. This is that formation. A lot of big bodies they try to run, trying to scramble to the left side, breaking through 2 defenders.
Ball's loose on the field.
And picked up down there on it. Nice job by the New Waverly defense. Zeke Barrahill was down there, and he may have been the one that picked it up.
Yeah, Zeke Barrahill covered that. The ball looks like it had gotten kicked about 10 yards down the field. And then recovered by the Bulldogs.
Yeah, that ball went flying down the hill, picked up, and how about that for New Waverly as they'll have it here for the second time this evening. And I'm going to have to start, getting the rhythm back, man. We're sitting outside tonight. It was blistering hot earlier, but it has cooled down, and we're under the shade, but it feels pretty good out here.
It actually feels remotely pleasant. Both teams, are dealing with the heat tonight. Big fans on either sideline, big fans that blow air, and I guess that none of those phrases work because they could be used interchangeably.
Drive here for New Waverly starting out on the Shepard 48. Near that right hash mark, moving from right to left are the Bulldogs. No score, 6:48 here in the Charlie's Used Cars first. Keeper here to that right side. Devin Wilson finds daylight across the 30, still on his feet, down to the 25, 20. Touchdown, Devin Wilson, and the Bulldogs crowd on the board first. And I don't see Laundry out here this time.
I don't see Laundry. I don't see a signal. Have they made a signal yet?
Touchdown, but it may be coming back.
Oh, come on. Yeah, Coach Schaub is having a chat there. I didn't see any Laundry down there on the field.
Yeah, I'm not sure what this call is. That's a little disheartening to
Boy,
see
that's
what that
two
was.
now for New Waverly that have been down there. One of them went out of bounds, and now here called back.
I just think the official needs to come over and give Coach Schaub an explanation of what's going on with that.
Yeah, Coach Schaub wants it, and he's going to take a quick timeout, and we'll take it with him. We'll be back in a moment. Stay with us. New Waverly Bulldog football continues on SHN right after this.
Hey there, New Waverly Bulldog fans. Need more space for your growing trophy collection, or maybe a little spot to relax after the game? Or maybe you need a shelter for farm animals or your RV? Look no further than Cabins and More of Texas. We offer the highest quality portable cabins, sheds, barns, steel structures, and more, all manufactured by the most respected names in the business. Perfect for storing football gear, setting up a fan or a man cave, protecting outdoor toys or equipment, and so much more. Worried about cost? Well, don't be. We offer flexible payment options, including financing with approved credit and no credit check, rent to own. You can even get pre-qualified in just a few minutes without affecting your credit. Find Cabins and More of Texas in Riverside across from Talent's Barbecue and in Carthage in the HEB Shopping Center. That's Cabins and More of Texas online at CAMOTX.com.
The penalty that set New Waverly back, one play was ran. It was Brody Watto coming in as a tight end there to the right side, the ball carrier. And we're quickly at it here. Second down, and looks like about 20 from here.
Yeah, it's a tough break. It looked like it was a breakaway for Devin Wilson. And I think these officials, it's early in the season for them. There was no flag that was thrown on the field, but it was a penalty. And they
delayed
a ball on the field.
Yeah, this is dropped here. It was a miscommunication. Devin Wilson was trying to hand off to his running back. Luckily, the Bulldogs appear to have fallen back on it, but it's going to bring up third down and long here for New Waverly. Again, no score. 5:42 we are here in the Charlie's Used Cars first quarter. And as the season gets going, I got to get back into the rhythm of high school ball and forgetting how quick they go in between these breaks, Ed. We may not have much time to play these spots.
Yeah, especially with teams like Shepard and really at this level, that they like to get up, line up, go quick, snap the ball quick. They push the limit of that 1 second, being in position for 1 second and being.
All first downs this season are brought to you by McGilberry Mechanical and Heating in Huntsville. And if the Bulldogs get them, we'll call them. We're expecting them, as that's a McGilberry Mechanical and Heating and Cooling Bulldogs first down. Also a big shout out to our good friend Vicki, McKenzie Real Estate. Once the Bulldogs get inside the red zone, it will be called the Vicki McKenzie Real Estate Red Zone. We'll say step into the red zone with Vicki McKenzie. Your perfect home is just a play away. So that'll break out of it here. Third down and long for New Waverly, moving from right to left. Sun setting here in Shepard, Texas. Boy, look at that landscape. It looks like Bob Ross painted a little picture-perfect view for us out there tonight.
Yeah, funny thing, never knew that any of these kids knew who Bob Ross was.
You and I do. That's the good thing.
We do. But guess what? They all do.
Okay.
And the other great thing about all these kids is they all play another sport at New Waverly, whether it's baseball or soccer or whatever.
Ball on the 47 here for the Bulldogs, looking for that first down. Quarterback in the gun. Step back here is Wilson. Wilson eludes defenders, trying to make the best of it. Give the young man credit as he lunges up to the 50, back to that half-century mark, and was able to recoup some of those yards, but we should see another punt here coming up by New Waverly. And Crawford Rosner there, the punter. Am I saying that right, Rosner?
Yes, sir. Yeah, standout soccer player Crawford Rosner coming in to punt. First year playing football.
Rosner had one earlier. So the second time this evening for New Waverly that they'll have to punt this one away. And the second possession coming up here in just a few moments for the Shepard Pirates. This punt occurring from around the 50. 5 minutes to go here in the Charlie's Used Cars first. We'll have in-depth halftime show featuring the bands as well, so stay tuned. This punt on the way. Short punt here is going to spiral its way out of bounds around the 39-yard line. That's where it'll drop. We'll step aside, take a break. More football when we come back here on SHN.
Hey, New Waverly sports fans, Robert Lindeman here. Dream of shining on the field? At HITTSS Solutions Player Development, we're all about helping instruct the stars to shine. Every player has the brilliance within. We're here to magnify it. Dive deep into the fundamentals of baseball and softball with proven strategies and top-tier techniques. But it's not just about physical skills. We unlock the mental side of the game. Learn the ABCs, attitude, belief, confidence, and the list goes on, shaping you into the best player God created you to be. Remember, as individuals shine, the whole team rises to victory. history. At HITTSS Solutions, we believe every star deserves its moment. And speaking of stars, HITTSS Solutions Player Development is proud to support New Waverly football. Here's to a stellar season. For more information, visit HITTSS.com.
Big shout out Robert Lindeman there from HITTSS Solutions. Here is Shepard, 1st and 10, moving from left to right. They've got the ball. Starting this one out, Ed, looks like around their own 39.
Yeah, and with that carry, that'll bring him up to the 43. A host of Bulldogs in there on that on that tackle. Ty Smithers, the nose tackle, looked like he got a piece of it right away.
See out there on the left side for New Waverly. I don't have that number on my list, do I? 44. Who is 44 out there? We don't have that on the roster.
We don't have 44 on the roster.
I'm going to jot that one down. Bring up 2nd down here for Shepard. Handoff, trying to look for room there across that left side, and Peyton Stevens did find it, the junior, and he may be very close to that 1st down marker. We'll see if they give it to him. He had to get to the 49. It looked like he got there, and he did.
Yeah.
7-yard run there for the 1st down for Shepard. I think that's the first time they've moved the chains here so far in this ball game.
Yeah, he looked like he was almost stopped in the backfield. Houston Forrester had a hand on him, but took the safety coming up, Hunter Henry, to make the tackle.
Good crowd here tonight from the New Waverly side. Also Shepard, of course, but this fan base for the Bulldogs traveling well. About a 35, 40-minute drive in from New Waverly. It's 1st down and 10 for Shepard. 3:31 in the Charlie's Used Cars first. No score. A little delayed play, and a flag's going to fly here, and we'll see what this call is. A false start against the offense. 2nd false start by Shepard here is going to move them back. 2nd time they've had that penalty here so far tonight.
Yeah, and they're making some changes on that defensive line. I can see the defensive coordinator giving some folks a break, bringing in number 55, Julius Scott, at that nose tackle position for Ty Smithers, who goes both ways.
Heading over to the sideline for Shepard is Dylan Arnold, so he'll head back over to the sideline. And the Pirates will break out of the huddle. They'll send a lone receiver down to that right side is Tristan Cullum. And 1st down and long here for the Pirates. Handoff goes to the back, trying to lunge his way forward. An angle tackle is made, but not before he gets back past that original line of scrimmage. But a good saving tackle there on the play by Houston Forrester, the senior.
Yeah, Houston Forrester, I think it's the first time I've ever seen a kid in the program. His height and weight is under-exaggerated, because I believe his height is 6'4". He's listed in the program at 6'2".
That ball does move into New Waverly territory now at the 48-yard line, favoring that right hash mark. The Pirates move from left to right, no score, 2:30 to go here in the 1st. Under center quarterback. Handoff goes in the backfield, and this time a short yardage there right up the middle.
Yeah, Forrester and Jude Shields were both in on that tackle.
Landon Dellinger there, the sophomore, I believe, the quarterback here for the Pirates. It will move the ball up to around the 45-yard line of New Waverly as the Pirates ever so closely. Some of the early on, you know, I don't read too much into scores and those kind of things, but was talking to a few friends, and they felt this was going to be a very, very close matchup, and that's what we're seeing so far through the first 2 possessions of both of these teams.
Yeah, I think it is. You know, these were teams played tough last year.
There we go. There should have been a flag there. No flag. And, hey, we'll take it. Slammed him all the way back on a sack. Oh, mama, what a play there for Brody Watto.
Yeah, Brody Watto coming up big. He's been looking to have one of those for a long time. So I think the officials are talking about it, trying to figure out where they're going to spot this ball.
There was some movement there. He got across quick, but you know what? We'll take that any day of the week, man.
Absolutely. Once they move, you can attack.
And the officials talking things over, and a lot of respect for these officials. You know, these guys have full-time jobs. They do this here. They work hard, and they're trying to get settled into the season just like everyone else.
Yeah, that's just like that earlier call. There was no flag thrown. It looks like they're marking this off against the Bulldogs.
Yeah, and Schaub, again, is just wondering what is going on, and that may be enough for a Shepard Pirate first down.
I told you they cheat.
Maybe a yard. Nope, they're going to call it a first down.
There definitely was some movement along the Pirate offensive line.
1:36 is where the clock stands here in that Charlie's Used Cars first quarter. No score. here at Pirates Stadium in Shepard, Texas. Bulldogs trying to hold them at bay here on the defensive side. It's 1st down and 10. On the sweep to the left side, darting through defenders, and may have had about a 12-yard gain and another 1st down run. Hunter Kyle, the ball carrier for the Pirates.
Yeah, it looked like, again, like Hunter Henry and Zeke Berrahill came up to make that tackle from a cornerback and safety position.
This is a drive for the Pirates that started on their own 39 and now deep inside New Waverly territory at the 30 from left to right. 107 and ticking here in the first.
They've certainly had some things go their way this quarter, but they're going right after the middle of this New Waverly defense.
Boy, papers are flying up here.
We've gotten some.
I enjoy the outdoor elements, man. It's a nice night here. It's cooling off. Under a minute to go. Here we go in the first. Here's the Pirates trying to glance through defenders. Good little shake and bake move down there. Give the young man credit. It's Preston Stevens as he wiggles his way forward. About a 7-yard carry or so, still short of the 1st down.
Yeah, and it was Henry up from the safety position that wrapped up a leg, and then a host of Bulldogs came in and stopped his forward progress.
Big Kahuna is the first nickname that has came in for Ed Watto. Big Kahuna. Who called you that, by the way?
I call all kinds of people Big Kahuna, so there's about a half a dozen people.
That's the Ed Watto nickname to get started, Ed. Lindsay Fitzpatrick sending that one in. She said, guess who called him that? Down to the final seconds here in the first. Handoff goes back over to Stevens, and boy, he just plows his way forward down inside the 10-yard line, and that will wrap up the first quarter of play. We'll step aside and take a break. Charlie's Used Cars first quarter is over with. We've got more coming your way. Stay with us here on SHN.
Howdy, New Waverly fans. Are you ready for some Bulldog football? Robert Lindeman here with HITTSS Solutions Realty. Dreaming of a place that feels unmistakably yours? At HITTSS Solutions Realty, we bring you home. Our mission, to guide you every step of the way, ensuring you find that perfect piece of property that whispers, welcome home, every time you step in. Whether you're diving into the market to buy or ready to pass on your cherished space, our expert team stands by your side, turning the process into a seamless journey. So, ready to make a move? Contact HITTSS Solutions Realty. Let's get the ball rolling and bring you closer to your dream home. At HITTSS Solutions, we recognize that every star should have its time to shine. In that spirit, HITTSS Solutions Realty is thrilled to back New Waverly football, wishing them a season as bright as the stars. For more information, visit HITTSS.com.
Are you looking for the perfect place to satisfy your Mexican food cravings? Look no further than Rodeo Mexican Restaurant in Huntsville. Established in April 2003, Rodeo Mexican Restaurant is a family-owned and operated establishment that brings you the flavors of authentic Mexican cuisine. From flautas and tamales to chimichangas and mouth-watering drinks, there's something for everyone. Planning a game night to support the New Waverly Bulldogs? Why not make it a fiesta with Rodeo Mexican Restaurant's extensive takeout menu? So come on down with your friends and family to enjoy the best local Mexican food in Huntsville. Visit our website at www.rodeomexicanrestaurant.com to place your order for delivery or pickup today. Rodeo Mexican Restaurant, where every meal is a fiesta.
Second quarter action is brought to you by Rodeo Mexican Restaurant. Let's return to Rob Hipp.
All right, back at it here. Big thanks to Rodeo Mexican Restaurant. Our good friend Delfina, you know, she is in Huntsville, but she said, I host a lot for New Waverly. She does a lot of the FFA fundraising there for FFA from time to time. And so we appreciate Delfina being here. We'll get underway in the second. Here's a handoff as the Pirates will now shift focus, and Stevens will go in for the first play of the second quarter. He's in for about an 8-yard scamper for that touchdown there for the Pirates.
Yeah, the Pirates just worked it down the field. They were attacking the middle of this New Waverly defense, basically just establishing a line of scrimmage and using inside counters all the way down.
Yeah, that was Preston Stevens in there for the touchdown. And we'll call it an 8-yard touchdown run. With 11:53, 7 seconds gone off that Rodeo Mexican Restaurant second quarter clock. Pirates take the early lead on their home field. They get the first score here in this 2023 campaign. Here's the hold, the kick on the way through the uprights, and it is good for Pedro Infante. 7-0 early lead for the Pirates. We'll keep things right here, Ed.
Yeah, so New Waverly's probably got some hunger pangs, knowing that feeling like they've put 2 in the end zone, and those are not resulting in points on the scoreboard. So there's probably a little bit of angst And I know, led by Houston Forrester and Jude Shields, the emotional leaders of the team, they're going to make something happen.
Remind you all season long, this coverage is presented by Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. Our good friend Greg Smith, they are the hometown experts in celebrating life. Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. Three Spoons Yogurt also remind you where Bulldogs fans come to chill.
Cabins and More of Texas. Find your perfect space with Cabins and More of Texas. Visit CAMOTX.com today. And Nelson Amaya's Collision Center, where honest work meets community focus, keeping Walker County safe and smiling since 1999.
We appreciate all the generous sponsors for their support, and we'll get back into action here. Again, let us know you're out there. We want this to be an interactive broadcast. We love to showcase these student athletes for New Waverly. And maybe you're a fan from the Shepard side. We don't ever want to discredit opposing teams as well, and so we welcome you into the broadcast. But this is New Waverly football. Here's the kickoff on the way from right to left. Flag flies in the backfield. This one will go on an illegal procedure, but this one may be a re-kick. We'll see.
Yeah, Dorian Thomas and Zeke Barahel deep to receive for the Bulldogs, but we've got some laundry on the field.
See where this one's coming back. Also, for those of you on the YouTube stream, feel free to say hello. Let us know that you're out there. We'd love to hear from you tonight. Big thanks to Nathan Hight, also back in Central Texas. He's remotely running the scoreboard for us tonight. And I know that New Waverly color may have a little bit of purple to it on the scoreboard. We'll get that fixed for next week. It was just the sun was in the camera, and it was a little bit difficult to actually see that shade on the screen, Ed.
Yeah, you know, this maroon color sometimes is hard to define. I've been to different vendors to get embroidery done, and sometimes it just looks a little off pink.
My 21-month-old daughter's watching. My beautiful bride, Bridget, said, Braylon says hi, Daddy.
Oh, that's fantastic. That
love you, sweetheart.
You could be having the worst day. You get home and see those kids, and that will change your heart, soften your heart.
Back at it here, and are they going to re-kick this, Ed? They haven't made any indication yet.
You know, the initial look out of Schaub was that he wanted them to re-kick. He's talking it over with the officials right now. Probably some frustration out of the New Waverly faithful and also the coaching staff. But again, these UIO officials, you know, it's early in the season for them.
Big shout out to Karen Wilson, also joining us on the YouTube feed. A little bit earlier, a little over 50 folks joining us tonight through that feed. Thank you, Karen, and good to hear from you, my friend. So they're still having this discussion down there with the official.
Yeah, and Coach Miller is now in there discussing with the official. He's the new defensive coordinator. We're grateful to have him at New Waverly. He's doing a phenomenal job. Looks like Coach Schaub is pulling his kicking team off and putting his offense on the field.
Easton Andrade has moved over to offensive coordinator this season as he is handling those duties. And then you mentioned earlier about
Coach Chad Miller coming in as the new DC. And, you know, we got two new young defensive coordinators, and they bring a lot of energy to the program, along with the organization that Coach Schaub, as both the dual football coach and athletic director, brings.
He does everything but drive the bus. You know that field in New Waverly looks so pristine because of Coach Schaub. He don't want anybody else touching it. That's his field, and boy, he does a great job.
So it looks like we're lined up to re-kick this again, which was the appropriate call. And it looks like there's a change.
Yeah, they're just taking a quick moment here. They're going to have a new young man run onto the field here for Shepard. That is Pedro Infante. The place kicker there had the extra point kick a few moments ago. So Infante ready to tee off here from the 35. Two back to receive for New Waverly, standing on around the 25.
Zeke Barahel and Dorian Thomas. Looks like it was fielded by Dylan Thomas, and he's met immediately and knocked out of bounds about the 40-yard line.
Yeah, good field work there, though. Is met pretty immediately, but was able to hold on to it. And that'll be good field position here for New Waverly, starting out on their third possession of the night. And we're going to call it from up here. It looks like around the 30, where they got this thing lined up, 30, call it 39-yard line. Ed, does that sound fair?
Yeah, it looks like he set the ball down on the 39-yard line. And New Waverly offense will take the field.
Third possession for New Waverly, trying to capitalize. They've seen the end zone, but things have been called back. So the potential is there. These Bulldogs clawing at the opportunity to knock down and get on this board, trailing 7-0, 11:49 to go here in the Rodeo Mexican Restaurant's second. Quarterback in gun. Young man in motion, Dylan Thomas. Flip over to Dylan Thomas from the arms of Devin Wilson. Thomas to the left side. A nice, powerful play there as he'll get it up to around the 40-yard line. Those hard-fought, tough few yards, but also critical as he crosses over that 40-yard line. He'll bring up second down and long.
Yeah, I'm not sure what this package is. Quarterback Devin Wilson came out of the game, and in went Owen Thornberry, sophomore. And looks like we're moving. Looks like Hunter Henry is now the quarterback in the gun.
That was some of the question heading in as we talked to Coach last night for the interview, and he said, we're still trying to place guys to really figure out where their strengths are this season. A lot of newcomers on this team. You do have a mix of those veterans, but this is a very young and capable Bulldog team. Down to the right side, Dorian Thomas, and the side umpire here is going to come over. Timeout called by New Waverly. We'll take it with them. Stay with us, friends. A lot more happening here. This is New Waverly Bulldog football on the Bulldogs Broadcast Network.
Are you looking for the perfect place to satisfy your Mexican food cravings? Look no further than Rodeo Mexican Restaurant in Huntsville. Established in April 2003, Rodeo Mexican Restaurant is a family-owned and operated establishment that brings you the flavors of authentic Mexican cuisine. From flautas and tamales to chimichangas and mouth-watering drinks, there's something for everyone. Planning a game night to support the New Waverly Bulldogs? Why not make it a fiesta with Rodeo Mexican Restaurant's extensive takeout menu? So come on down with your friends and family to enjoy the best local Mexican food in Huntsville. Visit our website at www.rodeomexicanrestaurant.com to place your order for delivery or pickup today. Rodeo Mexican Restaurant, where every meal is a fiesta.
Welcome back to New Waverly Bulldogs football, presented by Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. Here's Rob Hipp.
Back at it alongside Ed Watto. Thanks for joining us here. 11:02 in the Rodeo Mexican Restaurant second quarter. 7-0 Bulldogs trail, but they are moving here from left to right. Oh, man, you got to call that. Ripped him up from behind the helmet. I'm surprised.
Yeah.
And, I don't like to question calls, but, man, got a hand up from behind that helmet. And that may be one of those that looks vicious, but it's a legal play.
Yeah, the UIL rule says they cannot grab anywhere in the head and neck area. It's disappointing. It's disappointing when safety calls are missed, and a little bit concerning. But it's going to bring up 3rd and 12, and Hunter Henry will stay in at quarterback.
3rd and 12 here for New Waverly. Dylan Thomas in motion. Trying to run this one up the middle and met by a brick wall here, and eventually brought down. A little extracurricular there after the play. And
yeah, it looked like they were trying a jet sweep with Dorian Thomas coming across there, and it was just some bad ball handling. So it looks like the punt team's coming on along with Crawford Reisner to punt.
It's Hunter Henry there, the ball carrier. So 10:02 to go here in the second. Pirates on their home field lead 7-0 here over New Waverly. The Bulldogs set to punt this one away. That was their third possession of this night. Bulldog fan text line open all season. Save it on your phone. Don't call it. We won't answer it, but you can text it. 512-522-9105. Let us know you're out there. Even if you're a Shepard fan, let us know you're out there. We'd love to hear from you tonight. Here's the snap. Punt is on the way. Left toe to letter. This one a little more air up under it. Takes a bounce and drops off the fingertips of Dorian Thomas. And Shepard will have good field position here starting their third possession of the night. They're going to mark that down just beyond the 40-yard line. Looks like around the 42.
Yeah, Corbin Wales' snap was perfect on that, and Crawford Reisner's punt, that was his best punt of the night. He's a soccer player, and he's obviously in this first game making improvements, making adjustments to how he's kicking the ball. So that was much needed.
They are going to mark it back actually at the 41. So the third possession of this evening for Shepard on their home field. By the way, heard earlier today, too, that some of the lights had went out here at the field. They tried to get some of those changed, but I believe, I don't want to misspeak, but I think 11 lights or so are out here, and SHEC was going to come out and repair those, just didn't get around to doing it. I was talking to Coach Miles Robinson a little bit earlier today about that, and he said, I don't think it's going to create too much of a problem, but you can't really notice it on the camera, but here in the crowd, you can notice there's some dark spots out there on the field.
Yeah, there's definitely some dark spots, especially right around the 40 midfield.
So So here we go for Shepard on a 1st down and 10. Handoff up the middle, and tackle made there on the play by Dylan Thomas.
Looks like he also had Noah Vick coming in there, 112 tackles last year. He's kind of the stalwart of that linebacking car.
Some of the friends here from Shepard chiming in. Someone texting in saying, love the energy behind Coach Miller's new defense. Actually, for New Waverly, beg your pardon, love the energy behind Coach Miller's defense. And you know what? I couldn't agree more.
Yeah, Coach Miller is the kids love him. You hear them talking about him. They just think he's fantastic, and they love the defense.
It'll bring up 2nd down and about a long 6 here. Handoff goes up the middle. A lot of room to run here, and an ankle tackle across the 40 into Bulldog territory. The ball carrier there. It looks like it was Javaris Marsh.
And they're
the
just
freshman on that team.
Yeah, they're just testing the center of the New Waverly defense. And, New Waverly's got a challenge here. They've just plucking away 7 yards a carry.
We are back up here in the Hit Solutions broadcast booth alongside our good friend, the big kahuna, Ed Watto. We'll see what else comes in this year, Ed, as this season goes on.
I'm sure there's more. We've got lots of people from all over the country that are listening to us.
2 receivers out there. One of them to that right side for Shepard is Tristan Cullum. Handoff again up the middle. It's kind of been the name of the game here for these Pirates. And a few yards there, hard-fought yards across the 35 down to around the 34-yard up the middle. It'll bring up 2nd down and 5. Again, appreciate all the folks, too, that are joining us on the YouTube feed. Let us know that you're out there. Sally Hosey joining us, saying Friday Night Football is back. Good to hear from you, Sally. It's a good friend of mine back in Huntsville. And also Nelson Navarro. Both Wattos are leaving it all out there tonight. 2 in the backfield here. Here's the handoff to that right side. It will go over, finding daylight across the 30, 25, near the 20. And once again, it's Preston Stevens. He's had a few healthy carries tonight, and that will move it close to the red zone. Looks like he's about a yard or 2 shy outside of it.
And from what I can see, the Pirates aren't doing anything outside of their game plan. They're just attacking inside, attacking off tackle, using the counter, using the inside handoffs to attack this veteran defense.
7:22 on the Rodeo Mexican Restaurant. 2nd quarter as we go. 7-0 Pirates lead. They'll break out of the huddle. Receiver down to that left side is Tristan Cullum. Tight formation under center here. Ellinger handoff goes to the running back. It is Stevens. Stevens lunging forward on a 2nd effort inside the red zone to the 15-yard line. And he is just short of that 1st down marker.
Yeah, he looked like he was upended by Dorian Thomas there. Dylan Thomas, number 1, junior, and Brody Watto.
Brody there coming up. Yeah, good tackle to bring up. He did have the 1st down. Is it 2nd down and 1? I believe so.
Yeah, it looks like it's
I thought it was 3rd.
2nd and short for the Pirates.
I guess I missed something. So 2nd and short is what they call here.
They break the huddle and they move fast.
Yeah, very hurry-up offense once they get outside of that huddle. Under center quarterback here. Little end-around sweep. Goes back over to Stevens, trying to take that one in the house. He'll get stopped, though, but the 1st down across the 10, down to the 9-yard line on the right side.
Yeah, it looks like Hunter Henry coming up from his safety position and making that tackle. And this is nothing outside of what their game plan was last year. I think New Waverly getting Ty Smithers back in there right now, switching him out, going to a heavier package to try and get the interior of that line blocked up.
7-0, Pirates with the lead. 6:23 to go here in the Rodeo Mexican Restaurant 2nd quarter. Big thanks to Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home for bringing you the coverage all season long. Under center, handoff again. Over to the left side, just right in between that gap. The ball carrier there a couple of yards, and it was Javaris Marsh, the freshman, and he has enough for the 1st down, I believe. We'll see. Well, it was inside the goal line. I beg your pardon. So it's 2nd and goal.
2nd and goal, yeah. Brody Watto coming up from his linebacker position, helped out by his peer Noah Vick.
That text number again is 512-522 9105. Save that in your phone all season long. Here's another one. Ed Watto, Big Chungus. Do you know that one?
Yeah, I know Big Chungus. That's coming from New Hampshire, I think.
Big Chungus here tonight. That's going to be, that's going to be the fun of the first game for Ed Watto. What nickname is it for Ed? You don't mind us having a little fun, do you?
I love it. I tell you what, but the nice thing is, we're here in New Waverly, Texas, and we've got folks in New Hampshire and Pennsylvania and Ohio that are all tuning in. So, I think what's going on here is New Waverly is just going to have to establish get a big play to change a little bit of the momentum in this game. The Pirates are doing nothing outside of their normal game plan that they did last year.
7-0 is the score, 5:58 to go on the Rodeo Mexican Restaurant second quarter. Shepard threatening down here inside, taking a little bit of time, and we're about to whistle and get this one back in action. Moving from right to left. Quick hurry up out of the huddle, back under center. And here is Stevens, and boy, he just walks his way in. That's about a 5-yard scamper in there for a touchdown by Stevens. That's his second one of this night, if I'm not mistaken.
I do think that's coming back. It looks like there was some interior holding going on there by one of the guards.
Yeah, that one's going to come back. You're right on that. It was a late call, so that's why you say, whenever you come in there untouched, sometimes you look for that penalty flag.
Yeah, it's often said that you can find holding on pretty much any play. The rules have loosened, but I think when you see these white jerseys being pulled in an opposite direction than the body, it's pretty obvious.
Second and long for the Pirates.
This will bring up second and long for the Pirates.
Yeah, move it all the way back to the 15 or so. Second and goal from the 15. Ball on the right hash here from right to left. Haven't seen much of a passing game on either side. We're going to expect pretty run heavy here in this one. It's another delayed handoff. Goes to the back, trying to take it up the middle. Great job there by Coach Miller's defense, holding him at bay. And just getting back to the original line of scrimmage at the 15. And you talk about a confidence booster. Here you are, third down and goal, Ed. And if the defense does a job here, that is a huge confidence booster early in the season for this young but talented defense for New Waverly.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. We got freshman Dub Simmons entering the game in this new package, along with Zeke Barahel.
That is number 44, by the way. We got an update, I believe, right? 44 is Dub Simmons.
That's right. So, the Pirates were lined up last time looking like they were going to pass.
Here we go, third and goal from the 15. Over to the right side, passes up on a pass, going to keep it here, spinning around across the 10 to the 5, and brought down and potentially a touchdown saving tackle there. Dorian Thomas and a host of Bulldogs coming up with a stop around the 5.
Yeah, Hunter Henry in on that from his safety position. About 3 Bulldogs made him pay, but still was an opportunity to have him a little bit deeper, but we just couldn't bring him down.
Be about a 28-yard field goal if that thing is filled at around the 10. Actually, it's at the 5, so you take 17, 22-yard field goal here, but looks like they're going to line up and go for this possibly here.
Yeah, it sure looks like it.
Under center here is Dellinger, the quarterback. A little diving forward. Oh, man, he's in for the score. That's a tough one there for the Bulldogs. Stevens was in, and that's his second touchdown. He was the ball carrier, and Stevens in with a 5-yard TD run.
Yeah, Stevens last year was their 1,000-yard rusher with 14 touchdowns. He is a veteran on the Pirates, and he's somebody that they relied on heavily in this wing T offense.
That touchdown coming at the 4:21 mark here in the Rodeo Mexican Restaurant second quarter. It stands 13-0 right now in favor of the Pirates. They're going to go for 2 this time. They did go the extra point earlier. Here's Stevens trying to complete it, and he does. He's in for the 2-point conversion. And now, and a flag flies late, though. Maybe
yeah, multiple flags. I'm not sure what that is. Obviously, the officials weren't close to it. They saw something they did not like.
We'll take a break, though. We'll be back in a moment. Stay with us. New Waverly Bulldog football on SHN Sports continues after this.
Are you looking for the perfect place to satisfy your Mexican food cravings? Look no further than Rodeo Mexican Restaurant in Huntsville. Established in April 2003, Rodeo Mexican Restaurant is a family-owned and operated establishment that brings you the flavors of authentic Mexican cuisine. From flautas and tamales to chimichangas and mouth-watering drinks, there's something for everyone. Planning a game night to support the New Waverly Bulldogs? Why not make it a fiesta with Rodeo Mexican Restaurant's extensive takeout menu? So come on down with your friends and family to enjoy the best local Mexican food in Huntsville. Visit our website at www.rodeomexicanrestaurant.com to place your order for delivery or pickup today. Rodeo Mexican Restaurant, where every meal is a fiesta.
New Waverly football action continues on the Bulldogs Broadcast Network. Now back to the HITTSS Solutions broadcast booth. Here again, Rob Hipp.
Alongside Ed Watto, thanks for joining us. 4:21 here in that Rodeo Mexican Restaurant second quarter as the Pirates have a 15-0 advantage over New Waverly here, but still a lot of time, and we'll see for New Waverly their fourth possession of this evening coming up, and it's been really the Stevens show so far in this ball game for the Pirates.
Yeah, absolutely. He's their 1,000-yard rusher from last year, 14 touchdowns as a junior, and he's contributing big tonight.
Coverage in part made possible by HITTSS Solutions Player Development and Realty, helping to instruct the stars to shine, and we bring you home. Also, DoubleDave's Pizzaworks, get it while it's hot. And McGilberry Mechanical Heating and Cooling, we offer a complete range of HVAC services for Huntsville, Texas, and the surrounding areas. Kickoff on the way, and this one, a deep kick, will drop back into the end zone, and New Waverly will start off here. Not bad field position, moving from left to right, and they'll have a little pep to their step here in this one. I know these guys are looking for some momentum. They've had some good plays tonight, but those penalties and other things have really set things back. We'll see how New Waverly responds.
Yeah, I think this is a mental part of the game. Those couple of penalties, getting to the end zone, those things being called back is tough for them. We've had a couple of other penalties called. We had one on the after the try.
Boy, that was illegal procedure. I guess it went in the coffin corner. I didn't see that.
Yeah, so they were kicking from the 45 of New Waverly here. New Waverly got the ball, is going to get good field position out of this all the way up to the 30.
So it is the fourth possession of this evening here for New Waverly in the season opener on the road here in Shepard, Texas. Last year it was a New Waverly team that hosted Shepard, won by double digits in that contest, and they're going to have to claw their way back in, but a lot of football left here tonight in East Texas.
Yeah, we got looks like we got both quarterbacks in the game, but you know they both can play multiple positions. Devin Wilson out of the gun right now with Noah Vick behind him at the I formation.
Two receivers down to the right, one to the left. Fake the handoff, roll to the left side, looking to pass. Heaves this one over his right shoulder. This ball up, bounced incomplete. Good effort though. I like to see that. Dorian Thomas was there. It was in his area. He was covered, but I still like to see that, and we'll hopefully see that connection mature as this season goes on. I do like that play, though.
Yeah, you know, Devin Wilson has been a great passer. He was a gunslinger in 7-on-7, winning his first two games. He went to a couple of college camps this year and was one of the most successful quarterbacks there. So I kind of wonder if we don't go to the pass a little bit more at this point.
Bring up 2nd down and 10 for New Waverly on their own 30. Still looking for that McGilberry Mechanical Heating and Cooling first down. Two receivers down to that left side, Dylan Thomas. Two receivers up to the left, in motion from left to right. No whistle here, and maybe a false start. It's going to move New Waverly back 5.
Yeah, it could be a false start. I didn't see that motion. There was a man in motion at the time.
Oh, delay a game. I didn't see the clock down there.
Yep.
It's the Bulldogs.
You know what the new there's a recent football stadium that's being built, and sometimes the engineers forget about the game, and you can't see the play clock from about the 30 to the 30 at this particular stadium. You can see it here, though. We missed it. Back in action, spinning around here. Ball carrier is Wilson. Yep. And he was able to get that one up near over the 25 to about the 26. So a keeper there almost getting back to the original line of scrimmage, but Ed, it's going to bring up 3rd down and very long here for New Waverly.
Yeah, I mean, this is traditionally, a passing down. I'm interested to see what Coach Drotty's going to call on this one.
3rd and about 13.
It's going to be a 3rd and long. So we really have not done a lot of passing to the right-hand side of the field. Could potentially be an advantageous for the quarterback.
4 receivers set here for New Waverly. Trips down to the right. Rolling to that right side. Looking to pass over the right shoulder. Caught. Did it catch it inbounds? It's intercepted. Yes, it is. Tough break there. That was caught inbounds and intercepted on the play. And I said it earlier, Stevens playing the other side now with a pick.
Yeah, he's a talented athlete. Devin Wilson looked like just didn't get his full arm into it. Ball floated a little bit. The intended receiver was well covered by Stevens.
Shepard's going to start this in excellent field position on their own, call it 30, or on the New Waverly 32-yard line. They're moving from right to left, leading 15-0, 3:21 to go on that Rodeo Mexican Restaurant second quarter.
Yeah, this is a big opportunity for the Bulldog defense to show what their mettle is and step up and make something happen.
Bulldog cheerleaders getting the crowd into it here. And as I said earlier, this New Waverly fan base travels very well. Good crowd here tonight on the road. There's that quick hurry-up huddle for the Pirates. Handoff over the left side, spinning around, trying to find some daylight. It's under Kyle, and Kyle will get it past the line of scrimmage and a gain of 2 or 3 on the play.
Yeah, Houston Forrester and Dylan Thomas were in there on the stop. If you can keep them to under 3 yards, that will defeat this offense. But they've consistently been able to get the inside yardage that they needed.
We'll bring up second down and 6 or 7 from here for the Pirates. Dylan Arnold line up his 2-receiver package up top to the right. And the handoff again to Stevens as he lunges his way near that right A gap and able to go forward there inside the New Waverly red zone to around the 18-yard line. And that should move the sticks for a first down.
Yeah, they've just worked that little inside in between the guard and the tackle with Stevens has been very effective for them.
But he does pick up enough for a Shepard Pirate first down.
Shepard has been able to get what they needed out of their big offensive line.
Flags fly here and a potential false start may set them back 5. Those are the opportunities you got to take advantage of whenever you've got a team moving backwards, and it is a false start here, so that will bring them back. Bring up first down and 15, now back outside of the red zone by just a few yards.
Yeah, this is the opportunity for New Waverly's defense is to something big, to get Stevens held up, punch the ball out, back up the offensive line, mess up that exchange in the backfield. Anything they can do to disrupt would be really helpful to their cause at this point.
Pirates will break out of the huddle. They'll send receiver Tristan Collum down to the left. Under center and rolling is Dellinger. Avoids a sack, still on his feet. Boy, turning on that speed now as he's tight-roping the sideline and met 3 or 4 Bulldogs. Got it back past the original line of scrimmage up to around the 12, and for a moment, boy, I thought he was going to get hammered in the backfield.
Yeah, that pressure out of the outside linebacker, I did not catch a number on that, but I know that he was ultimately paid for his running by Hunter Henry, who wrapped him up there at the end.
The tackle there by Henry. But this may be coming back. Didn't see a flag down there, Ed, and it's coming back. There was a hold that allowed him to break through.
Yeah, it's interesting. I know it's early in the year. This must have been a personal foul.
Yeah, with how much they're setting that back, definitely a personal foul. That's going to move it all the way back to the New Waverly. We're marking that around the 37.
Big break here for the Bulldogs.
Boy, they got it, within the 11 or so?
Yeah,
earlier?
big break on field position. They've got to capitalize on this.
Here we go for the Pirates. First down and New Waverly. Hand off to the right side. A short gain there by Stevens this time. Across the 35 to the 34.
Looked like we had Noah Vick in on the tackle and number 1, Dylan Thomas.
Again, I want to welcome everybody in. Thanks for joining us. Send those comments in on YouTube if you can. If not, you can text us on the Bulldog fan text line all season long, 512-522-9105. Rolling to the left side. This one up and bobbled incomplete. It was right into the fingertips of Javaris Marsh, and he couldn't hold on to it, the freshman. Good look there by Landon Dellinger, the quarterback.
Yeah, some really nice pressure on that play by the outside linebacker Jackson Hathorn and Brody Watto, who I think may have gotten a finger on that pass.
So here it is, third down. When I say New Waverly, that means it's a lot. Third down in New Waverly for the Pirates. With 48 seconds to go here in this Rodeo Mexican Restaurant second quarter.
Yeah, they got to step up and dig deep. The Pirates are going to come right up to the line.
Here we go. Heaving this one over to the right side, up and well incomplete. Good coverage down there by New Waverly.
Different quarterback in the game. That was a senior.
Peyton Burton, I believe, right?
Yeah, number 7.
But that was excellent coverage down there, too. Bulldogs back in the secondary.
Yeah, Zeke Barahale broke that one up, and along with Hunter Henry.
And those two were back there and said, you're not going to do it this time. This is a really good, I know I say the word confidence booster a couple of times tonight, but this really is. You think about a team that, for this Pirates team that got all the way down, deep into New Waverly territory. They were threatening down there. And then that personal foul penalty sent them all the way back. But credit the defense. Miller's defense doing a great job here on this drive.
Showing some resiliency. This play is going to be a big decision point.
So here we go. And tackled immediately. Nowhere to go on the play. It was handed off on the play to Hunter Kyle, and Kyle had nowhere to go. Good job there by New Waverly's defense coming up.
Ty Smithers coming up big for his team. Older brother was an outstanding player on this team. He shot the gap with a 2-yard loss from the previous line of scrimmage.
Ty there, the junior, 5'7", 265, and every bit of that 265 got to him.
Yeah, he needed that. He's the type of kid that will emotionally charge him for the rest of this game.
The turnover on downs, and now the New Waverly offense has 36 seconds to work with, and a little over half a football field or so. Call it, I'm bad at math on the fly here, 63 yards to go or so.
Rob, I think you got to take a couple shots here. It looks like they got Hunter Henry in at the quarterback's position.
Starting at the 36 on their own side, throwing over center, met up with the wall. And
absolutely some interference there.
No call, and
no
it was
call,
Dylan Thomas down there in the coverage. He ran smack into a player, but that player turned around and faced him.
Yeah, nice pass by Hunter Henry, but they still got a couple more downs.
That'll stop
to give
the
it
clock.
a shot.
30 seconds here in the Rodeo Mexican Restaurant second quarter. Boy, Ed, I never thought I'd get to that age where I understood why people bring those little cushions on these seats, man. We're sitting in the bleachers tonight right in the middle of our fans. I love it. I just absolutely love being in the middle of the fan base.
Like I said, there's something magic. Hunter Henry's still in there. Looks like Owen Thornberry, one of the receivers up top.
4 receivers, and we got a whistle here, and there may have been a timeout called. There was, and we'll take it with them. Stay with us. More to come here on the Bulldogs Broadcast Network.
I'm Lisa Branch here with a special shout out to all the New Waverly football fans. Let's make this season a game changer, both on the field and in the classroom too. At LearningRx in Huntsville, we go beyond tutoring to supercharge your brain. Our ReadRx program combines reading instruction with brain training, taking an unconventional yet highly effective approach to learning reading. With one-on-one training sessions, we focus on core cognitive skills like working memory and auditory processing. The results? An average auditory processing gain of 19 points for children and teens with learning struggles. We personalize each program, from kids who crave a challenge to adults wanting to sharpen their skills. Located just a short drive from New Waverly, we're your local solution for enhancing learning at any age. Ready to unlock new strengths and potentials? Visit us online at learningrx.com/Huntsville or visit us at 49 State Highway 75 North in Huntsville. LearningRx Huntsville, where we make learning easier and more exciting. Let's excel on our terms.
Bulldog football is presented by Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. Now, let's go back to the gridiron. Here's Rob Hipp with the call.
Alongside Ed Watto, 30 seconds to go here in the second. New Waverly trails 15-0. They've got the ball, stepping back, looking, scathing through defenders, wants to keep it here left side. 45, 50 still on his feet, 45 the other way, 40 to the left, spinning around like a top to the 35-yard line. Oh, baby, what a run and a play by Hunter Henry, bringing the mallet on that one for New Waverly.
Yeah, that was the biggest offensive play of the night. It looked like Hunter Henry was going to be dragged down, but he is shifty. And, you know, coming out of that timeout, New Waverly was ready to go. It just looks like they're emotionally ready, and they want to put this in the end zone.
Yeah, it would be huge here, trailing 15-0. They're looking for end zone. That is the first McGilberry Mechanical Heating and Cooling first down for New Waverly. Low snap, roll to the right. Here's Henry again. Looking, throwing, right side up at the ankles. Did he catch it? And the indication is incomplete. He threw that one. It was a dart down low, down there into the hands of Owen Thornberry. Is that correct, Ed?
That's absolutely correct. Yeah, sophomore Owen Thornberry, outstanding football player. He's going to have many bright years here. Just couldn't get his hands all the way up under it. But great effort by the young man, Hunter Henry.
Stop it with 12 seconds, so really 2 opportunities remain here for New Waverly to try to punch this one in. They're going to go 4-receiver package. Running back is out there, Noah Vick. In the eye. Here's the snap, offsides, free play, throw. This one caught and wrapped up and tossed down around the 35 there was Dorian Thomas. But they were offsides.
Yeah, I think, you know, any of your, things like a screen might help you in a situation like this. There's just not a lot of time to work with. With our youthful kickers, we're probably just a little too far outside of anybody's range that could possibly make this. Even though we've got about 6 soccer players on the roster, we just don't have that much experience yet.
Owen Thornberry lines up, part of 2 receivers to the left, 2 down to the right here. One of them's Dylan Thomas alongside Dorian Thomas. 5 seconds, and it is the Bulldogs looking for an opportunity.
Yeah, I think this looks like Hunter's going to take another shot.
Here he goes, end zone shot. This one to the right side, up, and it is almost there, but not able to hold on. It would have been a great catch, but that was a tough one for Thomas.
Yeah,
and the Bulldogs will head into the locker room at halftime, trailing 15-0. But friends, a lot of football remaining. It can be a tell of 2 halves, and that's what we're expecting in this second half.
Yeah, I think you got to go into the locker room feeling good about these last 4 or 5 plays. The Bulldogs, they've got some fight left in them, and they should hold their heads high, get hydrated because it's still warm out here, and they've been in this heat, for the last 2 hours.
We'll step aside, take a break. Coming up, it's the Nelson Amaya's Collision Center halftime show. This is New Waverly Bulldog football on the Bulldog Broadcast Network.
Struggling with addiction or know someone who is? There's light at the end of the tunnel, and it shines bright at the Oak Ridge Disciple House. As a 501c3 Christian ministry, they are dedicated to helping men aged 18 and older rebuild their lives free from the chains of drug and alcohol addiction. Be reminded, there's always hope, always a new beginning. Discover your fresh start with the Oak Ridge Disciple House. Proud supporters of Bulldog football, because just like the Bulldogs, the spirit at Oak Ridge stands strong. Find out more at Oak Ridge Disciple.
The first 2 chapters have been written. Where do the Bulldogs stand at the half? It's time for the Nelson Amaya's Collision Center halftime show. Here's Rob Hipp.
Halftime just getting underway here, brought to you by Nelson Amaya's Collision Center. We appreciate his generous support of New Waverly Bulldog football, where honest work meets community focus, keeping Walker County safe and smiling since 1999. And here in just a few moments, we will showcase the Bulldog Band. We want to make sure that we highlight New Waverly and young ladies out there on the field. And you're going to have to educate me a little bit. The group of ladies, what do they call them here at New Waverly?
Yeah, New Waverly, this is our Silver Stars.
Silver Stars.
Great group. At New Waverly, there are 330 kids in the high school, and there are about 275 out for sports. But almost every one of those 330 are involved in something. Everybody at New Waverly is doing multiple sports, multiple activities, multiple academic activities. It's really incredible.
The New Waverly Bulldog Band is making their way onto the field right now. Once they get started, we'll turn that camera over to the band and let you enjoy the sights and the sounds of them. And then Ed and I will come back, not to cut off Shepard's band, but we usually allow our band to play, and then we come back and talk a little bit about the first half when the opposing band is out there. We'll kind of see how the flow of it goes tonight. For now, though, we'll send it down to the field as we continue here on the Nelson Amaya's Collision Center halftime show.
And Abby Harrison. Star of the week is Emma Kim. The Stars will be performing a poem routine to Gonna Be a Good Day. Shine bright, Stars.
She said.
Please welcome to the field the new Waverly Bulldog band. The band is under full direction of drum major senior Marco Andaluza. The leadership team includes woodwind captain senior Anthony Alliard, brass captain senior Audrey Skillen, drumline captain junior Alex Wood, and uniform manager senior Jordan Nelson and sophomore Ashwin Ramirez. Recognized for his 3-day tour for this week for junior Audrey Skillen and sophomore Jamie Harrison.
All right. Rob should tell you because it's a problem. Did you see this room?
It says the big chunk is named up there. Yes, probably all nice. Your son. I'm surprised at how good it's going to get together and not
Ladies and gentlemen, please help me in welcoming onto the field the 33rd line of the Shepard High School Pirates Pride drill team under the direction of Mrs. Holly Harrison, Mrs. Kimberly Stroud, along with Social Director Mr. Tony Goodman. Our military officers, Captain Isabel Robbins, Lieutenant Ashley Gonzalez, Sergeant Rowan Shower, Sergeant Alyssa Jimenez. Our social officers are President Yesenia Garcia, Secretary Yoreria Rios. Our Pirates Pride of the Week is Jasmine Amazon. The Pirates Prize theme for the year is Rooted in Tradition. This year's theme centers around the 33 years of precision, showmanship, and credibility that the Pirates Pride drill team is known for. Tonight, the Pirates Pride drill team will be debuting their new field uniforms. They want to say a big thank you to Shepard ISD for making this wish come true. Now, sit back and enjoy as they perform a prom routine to the 2015 hit Timber, made popular by Hipp. welcome onto the field the pride of Mendocino County, the Shepard Royal Blue Band and Royal Car. The Royal Blue Band and Art is led onto the field by drum majors Stormy Harrell and Martha Hernandez, woodwind captain Marcelino Beza, brass captain Ashlyn Hill, percussion captain Clark.
When you live and work in the town where you were born and raised, lots of people become just like family. I'm Billy Cawthon, manager of Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. Over the years, we've shared a lot of good times and some tough times, and I'm honored to be the one you call on in your time of need. At Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, our goal is to help our neighbors in need and always provide the most outstanding service available, even on those really tough days. I thank you for your trust in us. At Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, we're here for you.
Attention New Waverly ISD parents of students grades 7 through 12. Looking for a memorable way to cap off the excitement of a home game? Well, look no further than the 5th quarter event hosted by First Baptist Church New Waverly. Conveniently situated at 460 Fisher Street, the doors swing open just 15 minutes after the final whistle and the festivities last until 12:30 a.m. Whether you're in the mood for some delicious food, thrilling games, or just hanging out with friends, you'll find it all in a safe and welcoming environment. Get more information and stay in the loop by visiting FBCNW.com. Don't miss out. Come celebrate, unwind, and make lasting memories at the 5th quarter event. First Baptist Church, New Waverly. This community-focused message has been brought to you by Stephen Gregory of Rollo Insurance.
New Waverly Bulldogs football on SHN Sports is presented by Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, the hometown experts in celebrating life. This broadcast is also sponsored in part by 3 Spoons Yogurt, Nelson Amaya's Collision Center, HITTSS Solutions, McGilberry Mechanical Heating and Cooling, Charlie's Used Cars, Rodeo Mexican Restaurant, the Oak Ridge Disciple House, Vicki McKenzie, the McKenzie Group, and by DoubleDave's Pizzaworks. The Nelson Amaya's Collision Center halftime show continues. Now let's return to Rob Hipp.
Welcome back at it, friends, as we're about 12 minutes or so until we get things back in action. Joined alongside the big kahuna, Ed Watto. How many more nicknames have came in so far, Ed? Do we have any more yet?
Well, I know we've got a couple more, but, you know, we've got listeners from all over the country. We got folks in Tennessee, Illinois, Ohio, Pennsylvania. I'm probably missing some, but you attract a lot of attention.
Well, let's bring them in here so they can get a good view there here on the HITTSS Solutions broadcast booth. I'm Rob Hipp, Ed Watto. Appreciate you being here tonight, Ed. And, you know, we are outside in the confines here and really looking for this New Waverly team to turn things around. I really believe this is going to be a story of the halves. And really in that first half, it was all Shepard as far as the offensive side goes. They were able to move the chains, and the young man that was the showcase, as you mentioned, the 1,000-yard rusher from a season ago, Preston Stevens, has been really the deal here for Shepard. Not to put any other young players down, but he has been the go-to guy. We saw him with an interception. We've seen him run it in a couple of times, and that's where that score sits at 15-0 right now. But I'm really excited about Coach Miller. I've seen some great glimpses and great things from this New Waverly defense, especially that last drive, stopping Shepard. They were moving the ball. Of course, that personal foul there moved them way back, but still the defense coming up huge, and that's a confidence booster heading into this third quarter.
Yeah, the New Waverly defense, you know, they stood tall at that moment. They looked for some want-to, and they found it. And, you know, the personal foul helped them get in better field position when they ultimately got the ball back on offense. But we'll see what halftime adjustments New Waverly makes. You know, this is a veteran Shepard team. That's not to take away. And there is no, in that locker room going on right now for New Waverly, there's no excuses for playing 17 seniors on the opposing team or playing against a 1,000-yard rusher.
Yeah, no excuse, and they're going to make it. They'll turn it around. Coach Schaub, 10 years, has done such a tremendous job with these young players, and again, excited about this second half coming up here in just a moment as we do continue on through our Nelson Amaya's Collision Center halftime show. Big shout out as well to Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, the hometown experts in celebrating life. They are our season presenting sponsor. Our good friend Greg Smith over at Sam Houston Memorial joining us just a few moments ago, and you can catch Billy Cawthon and I. He works over at Sam Houston Memorial pretty much every Friday on a show called Good Morning Huntsville. I know that that's in the Huntsville community, but we just want to welcome him. We love being here. We love being in New Waverly, and I said it like this, Ed, we're all in, man. I wanted to showcase these young athletes here in New Waverly, and this isn't a one-and-done type deal for me, just to be clear, that we want to be here, we want to be invested, and we want to showcase baseball, we want to showcase softball if we can, basketball, and that's why some of the New Waverly fans may know or may recall that when Coach Dixon and then, of course, Coach Morphew, who has now moved on, but we tried to get a couple of those baseball and softball games in the postseason to kind of get ready and get a little bit of, I don't want to say excitement, but just a little bit of knowledge that, hey, SHN's here and we want to bring this to the New Waverly community. And, man, I got to tell you, and I know you're not one for me to talk you up, but Ed, wouldn't be here without you tonight, and appreciate your generous knowledge really connecting these kids to this broadcast and this community.
Well, look, in this New Waverly community, I am a transplant, but I live here now. This is my home. We are invested in our kids in the New Waverly area, New Waverly Independent School District, but just as a member of the community, we want to invest and showcase our kids. We've got kids that are playing all sorts of sports. High school's more fun if you're playing sports. It is good for these young men that we're out here seeing tonight. But the thing about high school football in the fall, as the band's starting to walk across the track after their performance, and these lights are shining down, and we're about to see the two teams take the field again. But there is magic in the air in the state of Texas tonight.
There is, and all across the Lone Star State. Some games getting underway yesterday on a Thursday night, but the majority of them here on a Friday night. And as things go on here in the 3A spectrum, we're looking forward to a great season, a young season. That's what I love. I love the challenges whenever you've got a lot of newcomers on this team. Coach Schaub was joking, but he was serious, talking about just the limited number of seniors on this team. He goes, 6 of them only have driver's licenses. And we were talking about down the road, maybe the idea of trying to get a coaches show going in New Waverly, and we were wondering, where could we meet in the New Waverly community? We've had some interest from folks in Huntsville, but that may be a little bit of a drive. And so we know of a couple of spots, but I was saying maybe we could just have it at the cafeteria there, get someone to bring in pizza, and we could just do a coach's show at the cafeteria. And I said, and when someone joked, said, well, parking's not going to be a problem. There's only 6 seniors that will park there.
Hey, wherever you want to have it, we'll find a spot, and we'll be supportive of you. As a member of the Booster Club, everything that we can do that the school cannot afford, we're going to back it up and try and do to support these kids. And, we're just so grateful to SHN Sports and you, Rob Hipp. It's just exciting to be sitting next to you, looking at that national championship ring in football. I know. What's interesting about it is you're humble about it. I know some state championship coaches that, they like to stick that in my face.
Well, the deal is, there was a gentleman in the community that had been broadcasting that team and that high school for 40 years. And, when I'm around him, I take that off because and he doesn't mind, honestly. But there's guys that have been in the game a lot longer. And that's what I always say, Ed, is there's people that have paved the path before us, and we have to be mindful and thankful of that.
Absolutely.
He won a lot of conference championships with Sam Houston, calling the games, some great playoff games there in Huntsville. But he didn't get a national championship. And I'm mindful of that when I'm around him. And like I said, he probably doesn't care. But to me, I'm like, you know what, man? It's one of those things, just a kind gesture. Love the man. And he forever, in my opinion, is the voice of Huntsville. Cooter Roberson is the man I'm talking about.
Yeah,
he is the voice of Huntsville.
He's great, and he's got a great voice. I'm just making that, part of that joke is for my beloved brother up in Pennsylvania who was the assistant head coach on a state championship football team.
Yeah.
And so football runs deep in my family. Back in the heyday when Fordham was a powerhouse, I had an uncle playing at Fordham. And I had the opportunity, although I was not a great player, but to play college football at Army.
Yeah.
And your voice just reminds me of the announcer. I don't remember his name.
You went to West Point, right? Were you West Point?
Yeah, I'm a West Pointer.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, thank you, buddy.
Man, it's like one time I'm sitting next to up at NDSU. I'm sitting next to a guy that played for the Buffalo Bills. He was in the Ring of Honor there. Phil Hansen, great guy. I was with him just a short year at North Dakota State University. And then now I'm sitting next to a guy that went to West Point. And I'm just thinking, you know what? It's just great how our Creator aligns us with good people. And it's amazing, man. And I'm thankful to be next to you, my friend.
I never, without the grace of God, I never would have made it through West Point. It's a long story, but, I prayed a lot when I was there. And, there are no atheists in foxholes, right?
Yeah.
So, it's great to be with you. But the most important thing is to celebrate these athletes.
That's
tonight.
right.
And I am hopefully, that God's given me the power to to see which one on the field made the tackle and which one's going off and mention their name, because that's why we're here.
That's right. And next week, I'll remember anytime we're back on, I'm at that age now where I need the cushion on the bleachers. So that's coming next week. I've got one. So can't wait for that cushion, man. So, well, friends, here we are, 4:22 at halftime in the Nelson Amaya's Collision Center halftime show. Of course, our coverage all season long, presented by our good friends at Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. They are the hometown experts in celebrating life. Look, you may be in a situation right now where you've lost a loved one. I'm going to tell you, I know Billy, I know Greg personally. Go by and see them. They are going to take care of you. The most important thing is they're going to treat you like family. And you need family in times of distress, in times of need. Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, they are your hometown experts in celebrating life. 15-0, New Waverly will kick off to start this second half once we get going, because they received the first. And you remember that first play, we go back, we thought that they took it to the house, but he stepped out of bounds around the 35, and we're sitting there saying, man, what a way to start the season for New Waverly. Unfortunately, it comes back. We've seen 2 or 3 touchdowns that have came back in this game. This could very easily be a New Waverly Bulldog lead right now.
Yeah, it is deflating, and I think the challenge is for kids to rise to the occasion, and coaches to lead them through that process of, hey, we're down 15-0, but we're one score, we're right back in this, and we're not out of it right now. So I think it comes down to perseverance, true grit, and just continuing to fight away. The other thing is the weather. Both teams face the weather. We have athletes at New Waverly, so I'm hoping that our conditioning kicks in here. We have a great conditioning program, and we'll see, kind of who the most fit team is as we get into that third and fourth quarter.
And speaking of that conditioning and everything, how about the new field house that's underway? What a great addition for this program. They've needed facilities. Not that the facilities were terrible before, just thankful to have them, but now a new facility, and that kind of brings some renewed energy to this program.
Yeah, New Waverly has a good high school, but that high school was never built as a high school. A lot of people don't realize that was built as a junior high because the district got additional money from the state. So I was, before I was on the school board, I was on the bond committee, and we looked hard at facilities. I toured every facility in that the district owns, made a lot of recommendations to the committee. The committee came up with really solid ideas. This field house was actually not a part of the original package. It's come along the way. It's going to be 80 by 200, 16,000 square feet. It's going to be phenomenal. There's going to be a weight room in there, halftime room, whatever you want to call it, a meeting space, weights, batting cages. Going to be incredible.
We'll step aside, take a break. That'll wrap up the Nelson Amaya's Collision Center halftime show. New Waverly trailing 15-0. Their defense will be back on the field first. For now, though, we'll be back in a moment. Stay with us. More New Waverly football continues here on SHN Sports, and our coverage all season long presented by Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. We'll be right back after this. Stay with us.
Thank you for once again voting Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home Best Funeral Home in the Huntsville Items Reader's Choice Awards. Our staff truly are the best and care so much for the families that we serve. Over 20 years ago, I was asked to bring a new funeral home to Huntsville with 2 primary goals: provide a facility that Huntsville and Walker County deserve and could be proud of, and provide outstanding service even on the darkest days. Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, your hometown experts in celebrating life.
The third quarter is brought to you by the Oak Ridge Disciple House. Here's Rob Hipp.
Third quarter about to get underway. Thanks for joining us, and welcome back in tonight here from Shepard, Texas, alongside the Ed Watto. That's my nickname, just the. There is no other Ed Watto. You were joking. It's funny because you were saying you used to do some pharmaceutical sales. Is that right? Down in RGV in Rio Grande Valley?
Oh, yeah. I'm a. And
I thought when I first met you, you said your name was Eduardo because it's Ed Watto.
Yeah, you go down to the Rio Grande Valley, down to the RGV. At that point in my career, I was a medical device salesman.
There you go.
We actually fix things, not like the pharmaceutical guys. Meaning we go in there and there's an implant. We assist the doctor and tell him what the features and benefits are of that device and how best to implant it.
A lot of great folks down in the RGV. Had a privilege of calling some state baseball games in Central Texas a few years ago and got to meet a lot of the great folks there from the Rio Grande Valley. And I love what they call them. They say the RGV boys is the nickname down there in that area. So, but here it's the ETVB, the East Texas. I don't know where the V came from. The ETBs, East Texas boys.
That's right.
And we're about to get underway here in just a few moments, Ed. Looks like New Waverly will kick this off. They did receive to start the ball game, so they will kick. Trying to do a little trickeration to get things going here. Third quarter action again brought to you by Joshua Harris of the Oak Ridge Disciple House. It's a 501c3 Christian character building ministry helping men 18 and older who are suffering from drug and alcohol addiction. If you or someone you know needs help, there's light at the end of the tunnel, and that light can be found through the Oak Ridge Disciple House. Please visit them online at oakridgedisciplehouse.com. A little bit of time here as these guys are, I'm not sure what the holdup was. They almost ran out there, looked like they were trying to set something up. Now the officials will whistle this one in.
We've got a new kicker in Callaway Edney and a new kicking team. But New Waverly traditionally likes to do onside kicks.
We may see this from Callaway. Just love the young lady here, Callaway, Kevin's daughter, and another soccer player here for the team. And here we go. And she will kick this one. Nice kick, but unfortunately, going to sell out of bounds here. That thing went a little too far to the left. Maybe some wind got under it. At first looked like it was going to sell in and went out of bounds there, so an illegal procedure. And field position starting here for the Pirates, leading 15-0. They're going to have pretty good field position here to open up this third quarter, Ed.
Yeah, so this New Waverly defense is going to have to rise to the occasion. They'll have to use the defensive line to not allow those holes to be created. Let the linebackers clean everything up. And 1-2 is the name of the game. What you want to get done and hard work and continuing to fight on with true grit.
I want to remind you that the Bulldog fan text line is open all season at 512-522-9105. Again, 512-522-9105. You can text that number. Let us know you're out there. Just like our friend Matt Register saying, a great broadcast, sounding good. Good to hear from you, Matt. And here we go. First play underway here in the third. It's a handoff up the middle. And, boy, lunging forward there, the ball carrier, a 10-yard gain right out of the gate to get started here for the Pirates. And I believe that was Marsh on the carry.
Yeah, it looks like Hunter Henry coming up from his safety position as well as Dorian Thomas in on that tackle to make the stop for the Bulldogs.
11:48, 12 seconds off the clock here in the Oak Ridge Disciple House third quarter. As Shepard will send two down to the right side. We're up front here for New Waverly. The high snap, delayed handoff. Stevens, and here he goes again. Stevenson across the 50 into Bulldog territory at the 45. Had two touchdowns and an interception in that first half for the Pirates.
Yeah, the linebackers appropriately stepped up in the hole there. There was a hole made at the line of scrimmage, and that's what they did in the first half so effectively with their big guards. They'll just have Ty Smithers has just got to keep fighting those guys when they're trying to get them out of the way and create a hole. Linebackers got to clean everything up as they did on that play with Noah Vick and Brody Watto. 1
minute gone here in the Oak Ridge Disciple House third quarter, 15-0 as Shepard with the advantage in New Waverly territory around the 48. Ball's on the ground, and New Waverly has it. Oh, baby, New Waverly acts like they've got it. I believe they do. Yeah, that ball was bobbled around down there by Dellinger, and trying to see who picked that up, Ed.
It looks like Travia Davis, sophomore, 5'9", 183 pounds. It looks like that's who came. There was a whole mess of Bulldogs coming out of that pile, but that sort of quick change is exactly what the Bulldogs needed.
Yeah, that may be the spark that they need. We said maybe this will be a tale of two halves. We're believing for it. Now the sixth possession, first of this second half for New Waverly. They'll move from right to left. Ball is resting on that 46-yard line on the right hash. And in quarterback here, Devin Wilson. Lined up in the I. 2 backs behind him, 1 receiver down to the left. Wilson calling for it, gets the snap, hands off to the middle back, and darts his way a little bit to the left side there for maybe a short gain, if not back to the original line of scrimmage. The ball carrier was Hunter Henry.
Yeah, it was just a kind of a I formation there, out of the pistol. Papers are blowing around here. My goodness.
Brought down.
Been doing a pretty good job holding on to those tonight. We won't have to worry about that in a couple of weeks. We're on the road the first 2 games.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
So no gain, 2nd down and 10 here. Here's New Waverly, handoff again on that right side, goes into the hands of Henry. And he is stopped there, and he may have just gotten a yard or so. I don't think he got anything. I think they're going to mark it back to the original line.
Back to the original line of scrimmage, bring up 3rd down. It's just getting a little bit of pressure in that interior line. These defensive line of the Pirates seem to be effective at shooting the gaps here.
New Waverly on their own 47. 9:37 to go in the Oak Ridge Disciple House 3rd quarter, trailing 15-0. Ball moving from right to left. Quarterback in gun this time, Henry in motion. Handoff goes to the back, and again, just really not much there. Boy, 3 plays in a row, and the Pirates continue to read them here, and that'll bring out the punting unit on 4th down.
Yeah, just not a effective three plays in the same general vicinity, and really the way this offense is designed is to try and get some motion to bring these guys. That motion can happen on every play, but it seems like the Dogs have gone away from that at this time just to try and establish the interior run game.
New Waverly set to punt this one away. Crawford Rosner, the punt is on the way from the left foot, high up into the air, takes a bounce in favor of New Waverly. It'll roll across the 35 down to the 31-yard line, and that is where Shepard will have it. We'll step aside. We'll take a brief break. Stay with us. More to come here on SHN Sports. Don't go anywhere, friends.
Struggling with addiction or know someone who is? There's light at the end of the tunnel, and it shines bright at the Oak Ridge Disciple House. As a 501c3 Christian ministry, they are dedicated to helping men aged 18 and older rebuild their lives free from the chains of drug and alcohol addiction. Be reminded, there's always hope, always a new beginning. Discover your fresh start with the Oak Ridge Disciple House. Proud supporters of Bulldog football, because just like the Bulldogs, the spirit at Oak Ridge stands strong. Find out more at oakridgedisciplehouse.com.
Welcome back to New Waverly Bulldogs football, presented by Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. Here's Rob Hipp.
Handoff to start things here for Shepard on his way across the 40, dodging through defenders, 35, finally pushed out of bounds around the 30-yard line there by Dorian Thomas, but not before a healthy run way down the field by Ryan Orozco.
Yeah, just a couple of missed tackles there, picked up by Dorian Thomas and Hunter Henry coming out of their safety positions. This is a good point in the defense for them to dig in. Looks like Dylan Thomas has got a kind of a hamstring issue. Maybe an opportunity to sub him.
So drive here, 1 play, started on the own 31 for Shepard, now in Bulldog territory around the Bulldog 31. Here's a handoff to Stevenson. This time bounces his way forward to the 25 on that right side. And we've got an injured Bulldog down there on the field. We'll step aside, take a break. We'll be back in a moment. Stay with us. This is Bulldog football on SHN.
I'm Lisa Branch here with a special shout out to all the New Waverly football fans. Let's make this season a game changer, both on the field and in the classroom too. At LearningRx in Huntsville, we go beyond tutoring to supercharge your brain. Our ReadRx program combines reading instruction with brain training, taking an unconventional yet highly effective approach to learning reading. With one-on-one training sessions, we focus on core cognitive skills like working memory and auditory processing. The results? An average auditory processing gain of 19 points for children and teens with learning struggles. We personalize each program, from kids who crave a challenge to adults wanting to sharpen their skills. Located just a short drive from New Waverly, we're your local solution for enhancing learning at any age. Ready to unlock new strengths and potentials? Visit us online at learningrx.com/Huntsville or visit us at 49 State Highway 75 North in Huntsville. LearningRx Huntsville, where we make learning easier and more exciting. Let's excel on our terms.
The third quarter is brought to you by the Oak Ridge Disciple House. Here's Rob Hipp.
Third quarter action continuing, and a quick false start here. I believe it was by the Pirates. That's going to move that ball back even more, and a chance for this Bulldog defense to try to capitalize after that healthy run just earlier. But I believe it was Orozco there that took it up inside New Waverly territory after the first play. This is the sixth possession of the evening for Shepard, leading 15-0, 7:11 to go in the Oak Ridge Disciple House third quarter. Here's that I guess you call it a hurry-up huddle. And a handoff on a sweep here to the left side. Ball carrier's Kyle. Hunter Kyle still on his way. A little bit of daylight. Ball pops out, but it rolls out of bounds on a hard hit around the 10-yard line. Boy, he got popped down there by a Bulldog.
Yeah, that was the first thing that the Pirates have gone away from, sort of their traditional trying to cut out to the left side. Help them get into first down territory and into the red zone. This is the time of the game the Bulldogs need to step up and establish that they're not going to let this into the end zone.
Lewis Smith coming off back to the sidelines there, the junior, 5'11", 212. And it'll be first down and goal from the 10-yard line for Shepard. Again, leading 15-0, 6:54 going, clock running again here. Under center, Dellinger. Flags fly here, maybe in a hold, and it's popped away, and the New Waverly has it for the moment. We'll see if that ball stands. Coming up with it was Travia Davis third, but we'll see if that one is going to go against New Waverly.
Yeah, it's
boy,
hard
if it is
tell.
Another tough break, Ed.
It looks like the fumble came out, before that flag.
It will stay with New Waverly, so good job there. The ball switches possession now to New Waverly. How about that?
Yeah,
heads
up play by the Bulldogs. Not to just fall on that ball, try and pick it up, possess it, and get it down the field a little bit.
Travia Davis III there, the young man who picked it up, if I'm not mistaken, Ed.
Yeah, he had the heads-up play to pick it up and try and help his team out. Give some daylight from them, get them away from the end zone, and looks like they are on the 20-yard line.
Yeah, I think at the last moment they moved it right up to that 20. So New Waverly here back with it for their seventh possession of the evening. Handoff goes to the left side, slammed down on the play. Boy, that's just hard-mouth football there, and getting slammed down was Noah Vick, but not after a little bit of a healthy run there. That was a hard-fought 3 or 4 yards on first down.
Yeah, New Waverly pulled Houston Forrester and Ty Smithers, and they've had some success with that. They just need to get a little bit more speed. He did have a little bit of green grass. Once he gets out there, he's got to be able to turn on the gas and pick up as much yardage as he can.
Kevin Wilson in the gun, 2 receivers down to the left, has a back offset to his left. Handoff goes to that back on the right side. Wiggle move here by Vick, and Vick close to a McGilberry Mechanical Heating and Cooling first down. And he may have just been about a yard or two short on the play.
Yeah, they're signaling to move the chain, so Coach Dratti's just wanting to try and establish the running game. I wouldn't. Run the clock! Yeah, the officials are signaling to move the chains. So it's the first down, New Waverly.
So that is a McGilberry Mechanical Heating and Cooling Bulldogs first down. Up near the 30-yard line now. Hand off to the back here on the right side, pushing forward. How about that Bulldog powerful offensive line?
Yeah, gosh, it just looked like a rugby scrum there. I think it was Noah Vick again on the carry.
Yeah, Vick has had a couple of back-to-back carries here now, the senior. Kind of listed on the defensive side as a linebacker and a receiver, but he's been running the ball here in this ball game, and a healthy run, call it 6 yards on first, bring up 2nd and 4.
Yeah, he's an outstanding athlete. Runs in track, runs the 4x100 from time to time. Great kid.
Here we go again to the left side. Daylight once again. It is Vick. And Vick across the 40 down to the 45-yard line. It's enough for another McGilberry Mechanical Heating and Cooling first down.
You know, Vick is just like a bowling ball. I mean, and a bowling ball not in the sense of being wide, but he just plows people over. It's really incredible to watch him run.
Boy, he's starting to find a little bit of rhythm now, and maybe the rhythm of the night now that these Bulldogs need. Here on first, handoff Vick this time right side. Daylight again, 50, 45, flags fly, 40 back the other way, and to the 35. I thought I saw some laundry down there.
Yeah, I thought I saw something too. I think they're throwing the ball on the far side.
That's what it was. It was a glimpse of the football with some light off of it, and thank goodness it's another McGilberry Mechanical Heating and Cooling first down. And how about that for Noah Vick? He is finding his stride here. Finally, for the Bulldogs here in this third quarter. And I don't mean to say finally in a negative way, but they needed this, and they're starting to find it.
Yeah, you can start to see some confidence coming across that offensive line, establishing a line of scrimmage, moving their guys, even if it's just a yard. Vick getting to the outside off tackle. There appears to like maybe somebody's a little shook up on the play. I don't know if this is a timeout or not.
Yeah, knees are down, so there may be someone down there. We'll step aside. We'll take a break. 15-0, 4:49 to go. Here in the Oak Ridge Disciple House, you know, we're going to keep it right here. It looks like everyone's hopped back up and they're okay. It was Noah Vick down there, and just getting a little short-winded. You know, it's hot down there on that field. We felt just the heat coming off of this black track earlier. Man, it was baking earlier today. 103 degrees, heat index 113.
My goodness, I just can't imagine the kids that are playing on turf tonight. It's got all the energy built up from the day. Looks like there's some kind of timeout still going on.
Yeah, they're going to take another one. Houston Forrester comes over, the rest of the team. We'll take it with them. Stay with us. More to come here on the Bulldogs Broadcast Network on SHN Sports. Don't go anywhere, folks.
For more than 2 decades, Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home has been committed to providing the highest quality service to your family in their time of need. I'm Greg Smith, owner of Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. We recognize when you make funeral arrangements with us, you're choosing both the use of our premier facilities and the care for your loved ones that only our professional, dedicated staff can provide. We are here to fulfill the desire of each family that comes through our doors. It's my family's honor to serve yours. Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, your hometown experts at celebrating life.
Hey, New Waverly sports fans, Robert Lindeman here. Dream of shining on the field? At HITTSS Solutions Player Development, we're all about helping instruct the stars to shine. Every player has the brilliance within. We're here to magnify it. Dive deep into the fundamentals of baseball and softball with proven strategies and top-tier techniques. But it's not just about physical skills. We unlock the mental side of the game. Learn the ABCs, attitude, belief, confidence, and the list goes on, shaping you into the best player God created you to be. Remember, as individuals shine, the whole team rises to victory. At HITTSS Solutions, we believe every star deserves its moment. And speaking of stars, HITTSS Solutions Player Development is proud to support New Waverly football. Here's to a stellar season. For more information, visit HITTSS.com.
Devin Wilson, the ball carrier, as we come back into it here, and he stood up at the original line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and 4:38 to go here in the Oak Ridge Disciple House. Third quarter, New Waverly trails Shepard 15-0, but they are driving the ball here thanks to some fancy footwork and running by Noah Vick on several consecutive plays.
Yeah, it looked like they wanted Devin Wilson just to go on a keeper there. He was struggling a little bit to get back to the original line of scrimmage, but it may have gotten just a slight gain, but looks like a new tailback in the game.
2 receivers up top to the right, 1 down to the left. Here's a low snap, handoff. This time goes over to Jackson Hathorn. Hathorn finding some light on the right side across the 30, down to the 35, lunges his way forward on an 11-yard carry, and it's another McGilberry Mechanical Heating and Cooling first down for the Bulldogs.
Almost an identical run to what Vick was doing, and almost an identical body type. I mean, the low center of gravity. He punished the tackler on that play.
Call it up to the 25-yard line. New Waverly threatening that Vicki McKenzie real estate red zone now. They've been down there once before. We're not able to capitalize, and a golden opportunity here for the Bulldogs. Snap goes over. Hathorn drops the ball. It bounces around, and thank goodness it looks like a Bulldog may have fallen back on it. Coming up from the bottom of that pile is the big 5'6" there. That is Ty Smithers, and thankful for that young man, because that would have been a devastating blow to these Bulldogs. The junior at 265 able to fall on that ball.
Yeah, Ty's a really talented and heads-up athlete. He plays both sides of the ball, and he's just itching to help his team any way that he can.
Bring up second. A loss of about 2 on that play. Moves it just outside the 25. Handoff this time. Vic back in there. Vic, though, met by a brick, and he's going to lose yardage back to the 30, a 5-yard loss. And boy, credit that young man there. Coming up with the big tackle was Colton Champion, the sophomore. He doesn't look like a sophomore out there.
Yeah, he scraped right across, and the magic that New Waverly had going was kind of held up slightly there. Just got to capitalize, establish that line of scrimmage, and hang on to those blocks to let that fullback get to the outsides.
Ball's going to go back to the 30 here. We'll call it third down, and it looks like about 15 for New Waverly. Wilson in the gun, back behind him, low snap, picks it up, heads up play, throw over his left shoulder. This one, just some miscommunication. And boy, it was just sold short. Did have some pressure in his face, but wide open out there was Brody Watto, and unfortunately going to bring up 4th down and 15 here for New Waverly.
Yeah, New Waverly's run this play a couple of times, and it puts Owen Thornberry and Brody Watto in close proximity. It looked like Brody was the intended receiver, but that ball just seemed to float a little bit near the end. But we'll see. It looks like a 4th down, and we're going for it.
And Noah Vick here will line up behind Wilson. Wilson rolling back over, hit as he throws to the right side, and this one was that intercepted at the last moment? He is down hard down there. We'll see a couple of players. They're going to both hop up. No flag on the play, and I couldn't tell. It doesn't matter anyways. It would have been a turnover on downs. At that point, you almost want the interception because it puts the ball back a little bit more.
Yeah. Looks like it was not an interception because they're coming back to this original spot. There looks like some things that the officials are kind of letting some more aggressive contact in the secondary at the line of scrimmage. They've early been establishing if there's anything that they see of holding. But none on that play.
Shepard will start on their own 30 after the turnover on downs, leading 15-0, 1:56 to go here in the Oak Ridge Disciple House. Third quarter, all season long, presented by our friends at Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. They are the hometown experts in celebrating life. Appreciate the broadcast coverage. A lot of other sponsors coming on as well, such as Charlie's Used Cars. Customer satisfaction is our #1 priority. In Rodeo Mexican Restaurant, the best local Mexican food restaurant in Huntsville. Also want to thank Oak Ridge Disciple House, our quarter sponsor, as well as First Baptist Church New Waverly, and Rollo Insurance. Big shout out to Stephen Gregory for helping First Baptist Church get a little bit of exposure. New Waverly coming up in the 4th quarter as well. And we'll talk about your consulting business here before too long as well.
Hey, that sounds great.
Here we go, though. Let's get back into action. 1st down and 10 here for Shepard, and a great job by the New Waverly Bulldog defense, stuffing them nowhere to go on that play. A host of Bulldogs, and one of them there coming up off the top of that pile. I believe it was Houston Forrester.
Yeah, Houston Forrester, Jackson Cathorn was in there. Looked like others that just that same area that the Pirates have been attacking. New Waverly has found out some answer. Julius Scott up in the middle of that as well.
We'll have to go with King Julius, and then for Jackson, it's Action Jackson. He's never the last one, Ed. Sometimes right. Sean Connery comes out. We'll bring up 2nd down here and a long 10 for Shepard. False start, flags fly. That'll move him back, and it'll be 2nd down and 15.
Yeah, new quarterback in the game. This is Peyton Burton. He was over there on the sideline throwing the pass. He came in for one play to throw a pass earlier in the game. So penalty against New Waverly here, get marked off.
Yeah, that's tough. I thought for a moment it may have been a false start, and that's going to move it up 5 yards. 2nd down and 5 now. Yeah, we saw a lot of those passes early on by Landon Dellinger, only the sophomore out there for Shepard.
Yeah. You know, I know that the Shepard coach really likes him, thinks he's got a bright future at Shepard.
So here we go, handoff, this one over to the right side, and once again Stevenson breaking through defenders across the 50. Boy, he broke through 3 or 4 tackles, 30, 25, 20, and finally brought down by 3 Bulldogs. The main culprit down there bringing him down inside the red zone was Dorian Thomas.
Yeah, Dorian Thomas and Noah Vick in constant pursuit. You know, same little play that they like to run, trying to run a sort of a fake bootleg. New Waverly kind of thinking that maybe there was a pass coming there with the new quarterback in the game.
So now for Shepard, if they're not in the red zone, they are just about 6 inches out of it. That ball, the tip of the ball right outside the 20, near the right hash mark. Quarterback here, Peyton Bunsen, beg your pardon. Ball's on the ground, but they're going to throw flags and whistle this one dead before it got started. Maybe a false start down there.
Yeah, it looks like a false start. Bad snap, ball on the ground. So lots of things going wrong.
34 seconds. The clock is stopped here in the Oak Ridge Disciple House fourth quarter. 15-0 the score, and it is against Shepard. That ball will come back to the 25-yard line on the right mark.
Yeah, so, you know, this is the point in the game. New Waverly still, 30 seconds left in the quarter, another quarter to play. Anything, and New Waverly is right back in this ball game.
I think the one thing they want to do here is with 20 seconds, they do not want to allow Shepard to get into this end zone. No confidence going into the fourth. Under center, Burton, handoff goes to his running back, Javaris Marsh, who's had a couple of carries and not much there for Marsh. Maybe close back to that original line of scrimmage back inside the red zone.
Jude Shields coming up big on that tackle right at the line of scrimmage. Maybe a yard there, half a yard. But
I'll wrap up the Oak Ridge Disciple House third quarter. We will have our fourth quarter brought to you by First Baptist Church New Waverly coming up. Stay with us. More football. We've got 12 minutes to go here tonight in Shepard, Texas. We'll be right back after this.
Attention New Waverly ISD parents of students grades 7 through 12. Looking for a memorable way to cap off the excitement of a home game? Well, look no further than the fifth quarter event hosted by First Baptist Church New Waverly. Conveniently situated at 460 Fisher Street, the doors swing open just 15 minutes after the final whistle, and the festivities last until 12:30 a.m. Whether you're in the mood for some delicious food, thrilling games, or just hanging out with friends, you'll find it all in a safe and welcoming environment. Get more information and stay in the loop by visiting FBCNW.com. Don't miss out. Come celebrate, unwind, and make lasting memories at the fifth quarter event. First Baptist Church, New Waverly. This community-focused message has been brought to you by Stephen Gregory of Rollo Insurance.
New Waverly Bulldogs football on SHN Sports is presented by Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, the hometown experts in celebrating life. This broadcast is also sponsored in part by 3 Spoons Yogurt, Nelson Amaya's Collision Center, HITTSS Solutions, McGilberry Mechanical Heating and Cooling, Charlie's Used Cars, Rodeo Mexican Restaurant, the Oak Ridge Disciple House, Vicki McKenzie, the McKenzie Group, and by DoubleDave's Pizzaworks.
Back at it, friends, here, fourth quarter. Now getting underway, brought to you by First Baptist Church, New Waverly, and Shepard with the ball here. They're going to move from right to left here in this final frame, and a ball carry on that right side up to around, call it about the 12, around the 12-yard line. Still short of that first down. So here, I know at this point of the game it's kind of cliche, but the most critical moment for Coach Miller's Bulldog defense now, trying to get a stand here on third down and short.
Yeah, this is a critical time in the game for New Waverly Bulldogs.
Back here, I don't think he had anything on it. Good job there coming up and trying to look down there. A good stop on that play. I think it was Noah Vick.
It was Noah Vick, yeah. He showed almost textbook linebacker play, scraping across there, bringing the ball carrier down, bringing up fourth down.
Yeah, fourth and about 2. I think it was about a 1-yard loss or so, and he may have got back to that original line. Kind of our viewpoint here is a little skewed with it going diagonal, but nonetheless, 4th down and a huge opportunity here for the Bulldogs. Tight formation, kick a man in motion, trying to lunge forward on the keeper, and I think they stopped him. Oh, yeah, it's going to be close.
I think they're short.
Oh, man, this is going to be huge for New Waverly. Coach Miller pointing, saying, hey, I think our guys have stopped him.
I think New Waverly prevailed here.
And we're waiting on that official spot. Bodies are still getting up. And yes, sir. How about that for the New Waverly Bulldog defense?
That was some fantastic play by the interior of the line. Shepard has a habit, just like some of the other teams in East Texas, a good habit of trying to get up to the line of scrimmage, going foot to foot, and going quick.
4th down stand down there about the 11-yard line.
Yeah, this is a big change. They've got to get some production out of this this offensive set.
10:50 to go here in the New Waverly First Baptist Church of New Waverly 4th quarter. And now the Bulldogs 90 yards to pay dirt, trailing 15-0 with 10:50 to go.
Looks like Devin Wilson, the quarterback, and probably favoring the run at this point.
2 receivers up top to the left. Handoff. I thought I saw Vic down there.
Yeah, that was Vic, and took the handoff there.
Left side, and it looks like maybe, no, that's a healthy run. It didn't look like much from this side, but how about 5 yards on 1st down?
Yeah, he just never stopped his legs moving.
Bring up 2nd down and 5 here for New Waverly. Moving from left to right, ball favoring that left hash, trailing 15-0, 10:25 to go. Wilson, snap. Over to the left side, room to run here across the 40. Oh, baby, what a play by New Waverly. And the Bulldogs coming alive here in the 4th.
You know, Wilson showed last year as a backup quarterback that he can run in the open field. He's really good at keeping his head up, looking for the green space, and getting it. He's also good if he's got any little bit of room to get behind his blockers.
It was Devin Wilson on a McGilberry Mechanical Heating and Cooling 1st down. Here's a little sweep over, and falling down and did not get back to the original line was Hunter Henry. That's a loss of maybe a yard or 2. It'll bring up 2nd and long from around the 40.
Yeah, Hunter Henry trying to do the jet sweep and make a cut. I think that just comes from, a little bit of, hey, I haven't run in this position a lot. I think if he had just kept the gas going, I think he would have come all the way around to this green space in the field.
Whistle and a timeout called by Shepard. We'll take it with them. Stay with us, friends. A lot more going. This is New Waverly Bulldogs football on the Bulldogs Broadcast Network. We'll be right back after these words.
Greg Smith, thank you for once again voting Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home Best Funeral Home in the Huntsville Items Reader's Choice Awards. Our staff truly are the best and care so much for the families that we serve. Over 20 years ago, I was asked to bring a new funeral home to Huntsville with 2 primary goals: provide a facility that Huntsville and Walker County deserve and could be proud of, and provide outstanding service even on the darkest days. Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, your hometown experts in celebrating life.
Bulldog football is presented by Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. Now, let's go back to the gridiron. Here's Rob Hipp with the call.
Back at it here from Shepard, Texas, Pirate Stadium. A little 3A high school football action. Bringing it to you live tonight here on SHN. And an honor to work alongside this season of the Big Kahuna, Ed Watto. 9:37 to go, and the Bulldogs trailing 15-0.
Well, I'm flattered by that nickname, but the Bulldogs are ready to go. They came out of that timeout early, and they are excited.
Here we go. Fake the handoff. Keeper here by Wilson. Wilson finding some juice on that left side. Still on his feet across the 40 to the 45-yard line. It's a 15-plus yard gain into the territory of the Shepard Pirates, and another McGilberry Mechanical Heating and Cooling 1st down for New Waverly.
Yeah, and you can just see with these last 2 runs, Wilson's whole demeanor has changed. He is moving like the kid that I saw in 7-on-7, confident in himself and believing that he can get his team down the field.
Time to shine for this team, trailing 15-0, 9:17 to go in the First Baptist Church New Waverly 4th quarter. I formation here. Wilson stands, one back behind him, sweep over to the right side. Has it. Across the 30, still on his feet, down to the 25-20, spin around like a top baby. Hunter Henry to the red zone. It's another McGilberry Mechanical Heating and Cooling first down, and now we're inside the Vicki McKenzie Real Estate Red Zone. Step into the red zone with Vicki McKenzie. Your perfect home is just a play away, and they are dead on that 20-yard line.
I tell you what, you see New Waverly's whole demeanor has changed with these couple of runs and getting it to their playmakers. Devin Wilson, Hunter Henry. Here we go.
Thornberry Watto out to the right side, 2 to the left. Here is Wilson. Delayed handoff goes into the hands of Henry once again. This time, though, met by a wall, not before he gained a yard or two on that right side. It's going to bring up 2nd and long.
Yeah, it looks like New Waverly sped up the tempo a little bit. The motive, the morale seems to be good right now. They are hungry for the end zone. They smell blood in the water.
8:22 to go here in the First Baptist Church New Waverly fourth quarter. That sponsorship made possible by Rollo Insurance. Stephen Gregory. Wilson, the quarterback. Late pitch over there, and Dylan Thomas just got popped for a loss of a few. That's going to go back beyond the original line of scrimmage, and the clock will continue to run here. And now 3rd and long, about 11 or so coming up for New Waverly. They have got to find a way to get this one down inside.
Yeah, it's an interesting dilemma. You're at 3rd and long. You're close to the end zone. You just want to keep this drive preserved and going on. They've got Coach. We'll see what Coach Stradi's got dialed up here, but we've got to get something that'll move us either to the sticks or into the end zone.
Stradi calling the plays there, the offensive coordinator, and Devin Wilson, quarterback, fakes the handoff, rolls to the right, pump fakes once, and now just lets this one go and wisely gets rid of that ball because that would have been a loss all the way back to the 31, but it will bring up 4th down and 11 for New Waverly.
I think you got to go for it here, Rob. I mean, you're 7:20. Whatever you run, you're not going to be in a bad situation if you don't convert this. We're not with a situation with experienced enough field goal kickers. Looks like they're taking some time to make this call with the clock stop.
Yeah, it is stopped at 7:20. Wilson having a couple of chats there alongside a junior running back, Dylan Thomas. 2 receivers up top, there to the left, 1 down to the right is going to be Brody Watto. He'll join alongside Thomas. Thomas, a little bit of confusion. No, not confusion, just getting the play call there from his quarterback, Wilson. Wilson pitches this one over. Oh, man, just met immediately there was Hunter Henry. And a tough turnover on downs at the 30 for New Waverly.
Yeah, it's their playmaker, Preston Stevens. He is really an outstanding player for them. He read that beautifully. It was a slow developing play. I think what was happening there was Hunter Henry was going to have a kind of a run pass option.
Coach Saab is having a brief conversation with the official near the sideline.
Yeah, I think, Coach Saab, he really thinks so much of his kids. I think he's just a little frustrated when there's anything with safety.
Dob Simmons comes back into the ball game here now, and heading over to the sideline is Hunter Henry.
Yeah, that's just an area where we all struggle, helmet to helmet, any of that kind of stuff, spearing, anybody grabbing on the face mask or the helmet. The UIL rules are really clear of what is appropriate and what's not. And,
yeah, that was a pretty hard lick down there, and you're right, it was kind of up in that crown area.
Yeah, so, this is this game, the New Waverly knows what they can do. They know they can get into the open field. We'll see how they can rise to the occasion here. There's still a lot of clock left.
Here's Shepard starting out here. The handoff will go to that left side. It is Stevens again. He has been the man, the ball carrier, their playmaker to the 40-yard line, and that'll move the sticks. With 7:08 to go, and Shepard leading 15-0. By the way, those 15 points all came in the first half. New Waverly shut them out in the third, but just have not been able to find momentum. They did have some momentum, just got stalled down there inside that Vicki McKenzie Real Estate red zone.
Yeah, and I think, this is the time of the game. You can see Shepard slowing down a little bit, and it's not because they're trying to rest on their lead. I think they are, ahead on the scoreboard right now, but I think they're winded.
So here we go, 1st and 10 from around the 40. Handoff again here. This time the ball carrier on that left side is Hunter Kyle. And Kyle is stopped after a hard-fought 5-yard gain. I love that sportsmanship down there, by the way. Did you see down there helping up Kyle as Houston Forrester gave that young man a pat on his helmet? And that's what I love at the end of the day.
Houston Forrester is an emotional leader on this team. You know, he only played a couple of games last year. He was an outstanding sophomore for New Waverly as a linebacker. He's got to be 6'4", even though the program only says he's 6'2". But, you know, he can play a linebacker position. He can play defensive line, defensive end. He's really a nightmare for the offense, and hopefully he can make something happen here.
2nd and 6 on the 46. Handoff Stevens. Stevens up the middle. Finds daylight across the 50, down 45-40, and just shy of the 40, about the 41-yard line, and he's brought down by a whole pack of Bulldogs down there.
Yeah, Zeke Barrahill in on that tackle. Looked like, who else? Travia Davis.
Dakota Tyson. I think, half the line came down on him.
Yeah, here's the beautiful thing about that. When I had an opportunity to play college football, the one thing that the coaches wanted was swarm to the football. And that was really what we saw on that play. Unfortunately, they got a first down, but if they keep doing that, they're going to get a stop on downs right here.
5:25 to go, 1st and 10 here in the First Baptist Church New Waverly fourth quarter. Stevenson upended there. Good tackle near the belt line by Brody Watto, and only a gain of about 1. Those are those hard-fought plays where you, instead of going uphill or downhill, you kind of go lateral, and you don't not ever really have an opportunity to turn it up because you've got a good stop there. Knocked him back. Only a yard gain on that play.
What I thought Houston Forrester was going to have him in the backfield. He had some really nice pressure, which caused the running back really to have to reach out, and then finally the linebackers cleaned things up.
So the drive here for Shepard, their 8th of the evening. There hasn't been a whole lot of possession changes in this ball game. They've been pretty long-winded drives, and now we've got a timeout on the field. We'll step aside and take it with them. Stay with us, friends. Final moments coming up here. You're listening to New Waverly Bulldog football on SHN Sports. We'll have more here in just a few moments.
Hi, this is Greg Smith. Thank you for once again voting Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home Best Funeral Home in the Huntsville Items Reader's Choice Awards. Our staff truly are the best and care so much for the families that we serve. Over 20 years ago, I was asked to bring a new funeral home to Huntsville with 2 primary goals: provide a facility that Huntsville and Walker County deserve and could be proud of, and provide outstanding service even on the darkest days. Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, your hometown experts in celebrating life.
New Waverly Bulldogs football on SHN Sports is presented by Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, the hometown experts in celebrating life. This broadcast is also sponsored in part by 3 Spoons Yogurt, Nelson Amaya's Collision Center, HITTSS Solutions, McGilberry Mechanical Heating and Cooling, Charlie's Used Cars, Rodeo Mexican Restaurant, the Oak Ridge Disciple House, Vicki McKenzie, the McKenzie Group, and by DoubleDave's Pizzaworks.
Back at it here, friends. Rob Hipp alongside the Ed Watto. Thanks for being a part of this broadcast. 4:51 to go. First Baptist Church, New Waverly, fourth quarter. And it is 2nd down and 9 for Shepard. He may have jumped the gun. I saw some New Waverly come across. We'll see. This one could go either way.
Oh yeah, I think there was some movement on the Shepard side. With the way that Shepard plays so tight, I think that New Waverly was drawn, but it was the official calling it from the far side. There was some movement here. We're early in the season for all these calls, and so it's understandable that they may miss some things.
That will be a 5-yard penalty against New Waverly. 2nd down, and I tell you, 4 or 5 here now for Shepard.
I tell you, I'm proud of New Waverly's defense. They are ready to go. We've only got 5 minutes left, but there's a lot of fight in here.
New Hampshire Watto's cheering for New Waverly Bulldogs, saying thanks, Rob and Ed. You make a good team as well. Appreciate that coming in. And here's a handoff. Stevens, I beg your pardon there, I believe it was, on that right side. And he got enough for a first down, crossing over the 30, just shy of about the 27.
Yeah, he was just really effective at navigating in between his blockers. I think New Waverly defense is just at a time that they've just got to keep fighting. with 4 minutes left, they could still change the course of this game.
Kind of those confidence boosters you need. Of course, non-district play right now, but you still want to find what you can. And I know Coach Shaw was talking in pregame. We've talked to him at a couple of the practices, said still fine-tuning things, and that's okay. It's the beginning of the season. You got a lot of new young guys on this team, and overall, even though your offense hasn't been able to produce, you do like what this team is able to start getting going. Here's Stevens again, though, right when I said that. Stevens to the left side, 10-5, and pushed in, corner end zone, touchdown. Man, he is just a force to be reckoned with. That young man got some all-star accolades written on him this season again.
Yeah, he is their main guy that they rely on, and the offensive line knows it, so when they know his number's called, they're going to make a hole for him. There's nobody that they have blocked for, in such a way with such effectiveness as him. And he's done, credit to the young man. He's done a nice job of hitting the holes in the open space.
About a 30-yard run there. Running onto the field now is Julius Scott, the senior defensive lineman. Got one New Waverly player heading back over here to the bench is Zeke Barra-Hill, the junior. They're going to go for two here again. It's kind of surprising because they had the one extra point kick earlier and they made it, and now zigzagging his way back in. And, boy, he's in there for the 2-yard conversion is Javaris Marsh, the freshman. He's only one of 3 freshmen on this varsity squad, and he's making the most of every moment. We've seen glimpses of his talent here for the Shepard team throughout this evening. 23-0, 3:58 to go here in the fourth.
Yeah, he's done a phenomenal job. New Waverly early in the game, you and I had thought that they took one to the house. So there was a lot of excitement, perhaps, wishful thinking, because, I know New Waverly has tried for that for a couple of years. But here's another opportunity. We'll see where Shepard's going to kick this thing. We've got anybody that could be a threat on this return team if they kick it deep.
Yeah, who was that at the beginning of the game that we thought, had that run and then they called part of it back? Yeah. Was that Dorian?
Yeah, that was Dorian.
Dorian Thomas.
Yeah, Dorian just has a 4x100 runner, soccer player. He goes out and plays soccer during the winter season, but when he's out there, he's playing cornerback. So he's got breakaway speed. He's really probably the fastest 100 time on the team, and they're choosing to kind of pop it up.
Yeah, they're going to kick that away from him. This one is fielded around the 30 and cutting back over Dylan Thomas, fighting his way forward. Dylan's still on his feet across the 45 and finally out of bounds. Nice little run there by Dylan Thomas after he handled that one around the 30 and got it all the way up to the 45. Nice little 15-yard return there by Dylan Thomas.
Yeah, it was he is his twin brother and really has a powerful running stride. A lot of looked like there could have been some extracurricular activities on the other side, but glad everybody got away clean.
There may have just been some high fives down there.
Is that what?
Yeah, we'll just call it high fives.
Puts us in good field position. Really, with 3:51 left to go, lots of things that can be dialed up here.
Yeah, from their own 45.
Looks like Devin Wilson is in at quarterback. Also, Hunter Henry in the game.
Wilson is in there. Owen Thornberry. And one receiver down to the right side is Barra-Hill. So here we go, New Waverly fans. 3:51 to go here in the fourth. In motion is Hunter Henry. Sid, the keeper here to the right side. Tuck and run action. Wilson breaking through one and finally slammed down out of bounds just around the 45-yard line. That is close to the marker. A very hard-fought quarterback keeper. And I think they only gave him 9 yards. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 1, just shy of that McGilberry Mechanical Heating and Cooling first down.
Yeah, just shy of the yard marker. It would have been great to get the first just because this clock continues to run.
Clock is running, 3:15 and ticking. Handoff here, Wilson will go over to the man Noah Vick. And Vick with a little trick, and he's got that first down, brought to you by McGilberry Mechanical Heating and Cooling on the right side to the 35.
Vic just finding the open space, being real patient, waiting for his blockers to do their job and get out in front of him.
Again, big shout out this evening to our good friend TJ Garrett running camera for us. Nathan Hight back in Central Texas. Normally here would be with us, but he was not able to be here, but he's still helping remotely with that scoreboard, doing everything that he can. We appreciate you, Nathan. Here we go under 3 minutes, and we're going to whistle this one dead. Someone call it false start by New Waverly. Is that what they called? Yeah, they did. Man. Now pull out. You know what I always say in those? I do have to always make one little comment here, Ed. Pull out the Tic Tacs, the breath mints. That was a Tic Tac.
Yeah, I'm a fan of New Waverly, and I'm struggling with this officiating crew tonight.
You're doing pretty good, man.
You know, I'm just struggling with them. I mean, so they're keeping the clock running. They call this penalty. The safety is really what gets under my grill. I really wish UIL would step up to the plate and just do a little bit better training for safety purposes.
So here we go, 2:22. It's now 1st and 15. Pitch over to the left side. It's Henry. Henry with a little juice to the left side across the 20-yard line. Did he get inside that Vicki McKenzie real estate red zone? Oh, I don't think so. I think he was just maybe a yard or two outside of it. He did go out of bounds. That'll stop the clock.
Yeah, and it's a first down. So, look, they're sniffing the end zone. And, I'm confident that they can – that Droddy can dial up – Coach Droddy, the offensive coordinator, can dial up something, and Devin Wilson can keep his team moving to the end zone. 1st and
10 here just outside the 20. Handoff Vic. Vic zigzag his way on that left side, and now he is inside that Vicki McKenzie real estate red zone. Step into the red zone with Vicki McKenzie. Your perfect home is just a play away. After about a 2-yard gain, bring up 2nd and long. Under 2 minutes to go here in the First Baptist Church New Waverly 4th.
Yeah, so I think at this point you just gotta have a tremendous sense of urgency.
Wilson keeper here. Pounced his way now to the left side. Wilson 20, down 10. Is he inside? Oh, he stopped about a yard out. He almost got in there. He's about a half a yard from getting to pay dirt with 1:36 to go.
Yeah, Wilson has a really unique running style. He runs kind of up high, looking for the open space. He's hungry for the end zone. Kind of had one called back tonight. So I think you got to go and block up the center and give this one to Vic.
Yeah, Wilson and Vic are here. Here's Wilson, Vic right behind him. Wilson calling for it, has it. He'll keep it. Is he in? Oh, he's close. I think. Did he get? Oh, man, he may have got stopped. If he got stopped, I mean, it was just inches from getting in.
Yeah, clock continuing to run. I think you got to go hurry up as much as you can here. Keep as much time on this clock. Try and kick it on sides once you get the score.
2nd and goal. Wilson having a quick talk there with Vic. Having a talk with his line, and now he'll get set here in the gun is Wilson. And we got a whistle and a timeout called by Shepard.
That's really odd.
We'll keep it right here. Surprised by that one with 1:06 to go.
Yeah,
I mean, that's a benefit for New Waverly.
Yeah, this is 23-0. It's surprising that Shepard would take a timeout here.
I guess they just didn't like their formation, and they obviously don't want New Waverly to get in. They were trying to go for the shutout with 1:06 to go, but you think about this first game of the season, obviously hasn't went the way that New Waverly has wanted, but some high points. We'll talk about it all coming up in the Nelson Amaya's post-game show, but right now your goal is to get this one in the end zone with 1:06 remaining.
Yeah, and I think if you're the OC or the head coach in the huddle there, you got to say, boys, we're going to score a touchdown. And approach it with that amount of confidence because the kids will feed off of that.
Well, we'll see if Noah, Vic, or Wilson are the ones that are going to eat off that plate. You know it's going to go to one of those two young men. And right down here, I mean, you are literally inches away from getting inside to that zone, and we'll see how they line up here. Just inches away from getting in the end zone.
Yeah, again, New Waverly out of the huddle early, showing motivation. Shepard coming in late. Hopefully we've got a play that's going to work.
Wilson in the gun. Wilson keeps it, lunges forward, touchdown Bulldogs! It's a 1-yard keeper, and that will erase the shutout that Shepard was trying to pitch, and a great job and a drive and a confidence booster here for the Bulldogs late in the 4th with 1:03 to go, trailing 23-6.
Wow, it's a great confidence booster for the young man, Devin Wilson. You know, he had one called back earlier, so you know it changes his whole demeanor, changes the whole complexity of the way that this game is going to get this going.
The extra point try is up, on the way, and no good. Tough one there for Callaway Edney. She had put distance on it, just would not go through, and 23-6 is where we stand. And we'll take a brief break. We'll wrap it up when we come back. Stay with us. This is New Waverly Bulldog football live tonight on SHN Sports.
When you live and work in the town where you were born and raised, lots of people become just like family. I'm Billy Cawthon, manager of Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. Over the years, we've shared a lot of good times and some tough times, and I'm honored to be the one you call on in your time of need. At Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, our goal is to help our neighbors in need and always provide the most outstanding service available, even on those really tough days. I thank you for your trust in us. At Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, we're here for you.
Bulldog football is presented by Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. Now, let's go back to the gridiron. Here's Rob Hipp with the call.
New Waverly scoring a touchdown just a few moments ago. It was a drive that started on their own 45, capped off by a 1-yard touchdown run by Dylan Thomas to get on the board. 23-6, New Waverly trails. That is your DoubleDave's Pizzaworks scoring drive recap. Big shout out to DoubleDave's for sponsoring those this season. DoubleDave's Pizza. Get it while it's hot.
Yeah, I think there's no doubt that Callaway Edney's kick here is going to be onside. You know, she's practiced this over and over. It's going to one. Yeah, it fell off the tee there. But, you know, New Waverly advanced a couple of years, does this consistently good, and recovers more kicks probably than anybody in their district.
There's Callaway Edney, this one on the way. Takes a nice rump. That one will fall right into the hands of Shepard. Met at the 50 after a return of about 10 yards or so. And I would expect Shepard here just to run this clock down and call it a game, but we'll see. That was Mason, I beg your pardon, that was not Mason. That was, I believe it was Hunter Kyle there on the return. No, it wasn't Hunter Kyle either. Man, it was Roman Gonzalez. Went through about 3 names there, Ed.
Yeah, I think Shepard is probably, they're just going to try and kneel on this thing. They got a big line, and, you know, they're just going to try and tuck in behind that, get into victory formation.
Again, a reminder, stick with us for a few moments after this game for the Nelson Amaya's Collision Center post-game wrap-up. Ed and I will break down this ball game and look ahead to the next contest for New Waverly. And again, hoping they just take a knee here. They're in the victory formation. No, they're going to run one here. Why not? Stevens going to go down there. And a few yards. You would think after this they'd probably take a knee here. Who knows, though, Ed?
Yeah, New Waverly's got the timeout, so I'm not sure why they're not taking them.
45 and ticking. Some of the New Waverly fans, not many of them, starting to make their exits here. Shepard fans, a few of them exiting as well. And coming up next week for this New Waverly team, of course, here tonight on the road to get things going. It's Shepard, and we'll be at Teague. The Teague Lions coming up next week. We'll have that coverage right back here on SHN Sports. That's the joy, all home and away games all season long with live video here on SHN.
Yeah, you know what, New Waverly is just so grateful to SHN Sports. I mean, this is a great opportunity to showcase these kids, and you know, for a rookie to be alongside.
I wouldn't consider you a rookie, man. I've worked with a lot of guys, and I'm by no means anywhere close to that. And as you said, rock star, I'm by no means anywhere close to that. And by rookie, you're nowhere close to that, my friend. Awesome call here. Tough one for New Waverly tonight as both teams will exchange pleasantries here. I do like the sportsmanship between these two squads, and that's what this game ultimately is all about. And Coach Dean Schaub is going to go back to the drawing board here. It's the first game. They were already at the drawing board, let's be honest, and he knows that. And they have figured out some things that have worked. Coach Miller, I saw some glimpses of great defense, and we'll break all that down when we come up. Coming up, though, it's the Nelson Amaya's Collision Center post-game wrap-up. Stay with us. More to come here as we wrap it up on SHN.
Attention New Waverly ISD parents of students grades 7 through 12. Looking for a memorable way to cap off the excitement of a home game? Well, look no further than the 5th quarter event hosted by First Baptist Church New Waverly. Conveniently situated at 460 Fisher Street, the doors swing open just 15 minutes after the final whistle, and the festivities last until 12:30 a.m. Whether you're in the mood for some delicious food, thrilling games, or just hanging out with friends, you'll find it all in a safe and welcoming environment. Get more information and stay in the loop by visiting FBCNW.com. Don't miss out. Come celebrate, unwind, and make lasting memories at the 5th quarter event. First Baptist Church, New Waverly. This community-focused message has been brought to you by Stephen Gregory of Rollo Insurance.
The final whistle is blown. This chapter of the season has been written. Time now for the Nelson Amaya's Collision Center post-game wrap-up. Here's Rob Hipp.
Back at it, New Waverly football coverage all season long, brought to you by our friends at Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, because everyone deserves to be remembered. We appreciate, and also the hometown experts in celebrating life, and appreciate Greg Smith and Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, locations in Huntsville, also just outside of Willis as well, and they do great work, and we appreciate them and their generous support of helping to bring these games possible. Final tonight, 23-6, as New Waverly falls, but got to give credit again. This team showed some hope tonight. There was a few plays. You go back, this could have been a very different ball game on plays that were called back. You saw that opening, what we thought was an opening touchdown, one play right into the end zone to get the season started. He stepped out of bounds, and that young man that we were talking about, obviously there, Dorian Thomas, the twin brother of Dylan Thomas. But I go back to this one, and I just really think, there's obviously room for improvement, but I like what I saw from this defense, and I like what I saw from some of the offense as well. You go back to Noah Vick had some great runs tonight. And then we were looking, saying, hey, maybe what's the play of the game tonight? I looked at Devin Wilson and kind of when he went in with a 1-yard touchdown run, but it was really the plays that set up that.
Yeah, there was the Hunter Henry long run before that on that drive. The one really bright spot about that drive is the resiliency. Never quitting, never giving up, having the desire to continue. When both Hunter Henry and Devin Wilson were on their, making their respective runs and carrying the ball, trying to get into the end zone. Both of those kids were doing smart heads-up things, and you have a kid like Hunter Henry. He's so maneuverable, so shifty, and so wiry. He is one of the running backs that actually likes contact. And, I know the coaches are trying to tell him to just keep his head up, look for the green grass, and run for the, the open space.
We're kind of looking ahead and just, like you said, look to the open space, keep your head up, keep running. And I like what I saw from some of these guys tonight. And these are all things that they're going to be able to build upon as we head into the season. It's just one game in the books. The season is fresh and brand new. And I just feel a lot of, not just because we're up here and we're doing the first time New Waverly's had a broadcast like this, but I just do feel really good positive energy about this team this year.
Yeah, I think there's no quit in these kids. They stayed resilient. Look, they're going to, this losing stinks. But you know what? These kids are going to learn from this. They're going to figure out that some of these kids are making their first start. And the game is going to slow down week by week. The challenge is to get better every week, every practice. And then when these Friday night lights come on, take advantage of that magic and just give everything you have, lay it all on the line, and execute the plan put before you by your coaches.
We'll step aside. We'll take a break. We'll wrap it up when we come back. We'll recap some of the drives. And, again, we'll wrap it up. We'll also look ahead to Teague, who, by the way, that game also on the SHN Sports Network tonight, as Teague is on the road in Rockdale, Texas, there on Highway 79. We'll be back in just a moment. Stay with us. We'll close it out here on the Nelson Amaya's postgame wrap-up as soon as we come back.
For more than 2 decades, Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home has been committed to providing the highest quality service to your family in their time of need. I'm Greg Smith, owner of Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. We recognize when you make funeral arrangements with us, you're choosing both the use of our premier facilities and the care for your loved ones that only our professional, dedicated staff can provide. We're here to fulfill the desire of each family that comes through our doors. It's my family's honor to serve yours. Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, your hometown experts at celebrating life.
Bulldog football is presented by Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. Now, let's go back to the gridiron. Here's Rob Hipp with the call.
Well, the call is already over. It's 23-6, the final tonight, as New Waverly will drop to 0-1 in this very young season. And the Shepard Lions, who some folks had them pegged as a 3-point underdog in this ball game. Well, tonight they actually won by 17. Again, that final 23-6. But credit New Waverly there. That final drive looked very impressive. And overall, for the most part in that second half, looked pretty good as well. They did allow 15 in the first half, shut them out in the third quarter on the defensive side, and then did allow them to get in. But, I mean, you're going up against a kid. The Stevens kid is unbelievable. We're going to see a lot from him on the Shepard side as this season goes on.
Yeah, he's, last year 1,000-yard rushing, 14 touchdowns. He's the leader on both sides of the ball for them. There's nobody else that really stands out. There was some great performances by Shepard. But Shepard executed their game plan, and it's not a game plan that was dissimilar than last year when we were at Bulldog Stadium. On the flip side, you have New Waverly that is running a new offense. That's not to make excuses for them. Shepard just executed their game plan better.
That's right. Well, we appreciate everybody joining us again. We'll be right back at it next Friday on the road in Teague. We'll be there and ready for that one. I'm going to remember to bring my cushion this time. Now I'm at that age. I need a cushion. I didn't think at 39 you needed a cushion.
Well, I'm only 29. So.
Yeah. Ed's going on about 28 or 27. Friends, we're excited. Looking forward to bringing this to you all season long. And again, the ultimate goal is what we want to do is highlight these young student athletes and give them the exposure that they deserve. I've always said I don't care if it's 6-man or the biggest of 6As. All young men and women need to have coverage at the high school level. Even in the junior high schools are starting to get coverage now. But we wanted to bring it here, and so thankful to the community and all of our sponsors as we wrap it up tonight. We'll be back at it right now. By the way, that Teague score, they are leading Rockdale 28-21 late in the fourth quarter. Okay. And Rockdale's a pretty solid team, and so we'll see how things go next week. I know that Coach Schaub and his staff are going to do a great job getting these young men prepared. One thing that we didn't talk about, too, is the UIL is being very wise this year. They do a lot of great things, but they're being very wise this year, especially with all the heat that we've had. And they go alongside like the humidity bulb and the bulb. I don't know, it's a meteorological thing. Yeah. But if the bulb is at like 91, they're not supposed to be out there practicing. And so I was actually at a practice. Trainer comes running out and says, hey, the bulb just hit 91. We got to get inside.
Yeah,
and that's smart.
I really applaud UIL on their rules. When you read through what the rules are, that's great. Just aligning to those rules, really important to protect these young athletes in this intense heat that we've been having this summer.
And that's something you got to think about. These guys, yeah, they've been out on the practice field, but they've had several times where they had to come in the gym and practice because of all this heat. And that plays an important role because you're not out there on the field. And no excuses, though. Coach Schaub won't give them any excuses, but they're going to get out here, and I believe they're going to put up a really good fight and find a way to scratch out a good victory against a very good Teague team coming up next week.
As an old infantry officer, when you have unfavorable, and this is not an excuse for New Waverly, but I'd be interested to see if we looked at across all of these very, very hot games. When you have unfavorable weather, it always favors the home team or whoever's fighting on their home turf. It's just a comfort zone. So these kids are on their home field. So they had a slight advantage in that. For New Waverly, we got to transverse everything with all of this equipment and make sure we got pickle jukes for halftime.
That's right. Somebody had a pickle over here, and I was smelling that. I was like, man, that thing sounds really good right now. So, well, friends, on behalf of everyone here at SHN, a big thank you to TJ Garrett for running our camera tonight. You'll be hearing more from TJ. And by the way, maybe you're out there part of the New Waverly community, say, I'd like to volunteer and help out. Hey, we can always use an extra helping hand. One of my goals, and TJ's been cool with it, we want to get him down on the field and do some sideline reporting this year. And so we want to work with TJ on that. But it's going to take folks to come in and help as well. We need volunteers, and so maybe you'd like to come up and run a camera. It's not too difficult, and we can teach you how to do it, and we'll go over it with you. But we want to professionally showcase these young people. But if you're interested in that, call SHN Sports. Our number 512-942-5990. Again, it's 512-942-5990. But on behalf of all of our crew, big shout to TJ Garrett, Nathan Hight back in Central Texas working remotely for us, and, of course, Ed Watto. I'm Rob Hipp, reminding you tonight, friends, that we're not strong enough alone to make it on our own. We need each other. Provide a word of encouragement. Lend a hand of support. Somebody out there needs you. One final time tonight, good night, and God bless. We'll see you back at it next Friday right back here for New Waverly Bulldog football on the all-new Bulldog Broadcast Network. So long.
New Waverly Bulldogs football on SHN Sports is presented by Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, the hometown experts in celebrating life. This broadcast is also sponsored in part by 3 Spoons Yogurt, Nelson Amaya's Collision Center, HITTSS Solutions, McGilberry Mechanical Heating and Cooling, Charlie's Used Cars, Rodeo Mexican Restaurant, the Oak Ridge Disciple House, Vicki McKenzie, the McKenzie Group, and by DoubleDave's Pizzaworks.